right, everybody. Welcome back to Subverted Subversions, episode 21. It's your boy King Cringe, and we're here to do a 10-hour pod. Okay, I know you won't believe it, but we're actually gonna do it. We got stiff competition, and as always, I got my awesome co-host with me, Jesse Larkins.
Yeah, what's going on? Ready to record for 10 hours straight. No fucking breaks. Let's do it.
Right on. Yeah. And who else? Who else to better record with us for 10 hours than the guy who just recorded 9 hours and 30 minutes? OG book reviewer, extraordinaire, Whitepillmedia. How's it going, man? Oh shit. He muted himself. Fuck.
He muted. I think he's muted.
Yo, Whitepill, you muted yourself. This is already off to a great start.
I love it. I love it.
Let me just type that. People are gonna be like, all right, Whitepill, can you say something? Oh shit.
Okay, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Uh, I guess I pressed like the Discord on my phone
Yeah,
to do the recording or whatever, and then that switched it from the
I see.
desktops. Yep, sorry.
No, it's no big deal. Okay, so rewind. Uh, Back with us. Who better to do it? A pod of 10 hours than a guy who just did 9 hours and 30 minutes. Uh, our boy OG book reviewer extraordinaire, Whitepillmedia. How's it going, man?
Going good. Yeah. 9.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, no technical difficulties either.
Yep, zero.
Yeah, so I mean, you just been around the block, and so we just thought we'd have you on, talk about how things are going, you know, with the whole scene and stuff like that.
Okay,
And
yeah.
also, yeah, and also, I get, discuss your book. We'll get to Dullahan. Jesse, are we the only ones who have read Dullahan? Wait, fuck, Jesse, are you saying something? Oh my goodness, I can't hear you, Jesse.
uh, I can hear Jesse.
Okay, let me disconnect and reconnect. This has been a clusterfuck, dude.
Okay, you
All right.
there?
Okay, now I can hear you again. All right, Wipo Media, say something.
Should we
Yeah, I'm
just
here.
restart the whole episode?
Bro, no, all this shit is staying in, dude. People
Oh
are gonna
my
be like,
gosh, bro.
this is like the best shit ever. All right, but yeah, I was asking
Oh,
Jesse, are we the only ones who have read Dullahan?
I'm not. That's a better question for White Pill because I have no idea. Has anyone like made a video or like made like a public review of it so far yet?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean there's been like a handful on Amazon. Well, not too many, but outside of that, I think you guys would be the first. For a minute there, I thought this, podcast thing might be Alex Bemis joins the call and then it's White Pill Media drive-by shooting, but all right. That
Do
would have
you
been cool.
do you know Alex Miss Jesse or?
Not no.
Oh, okay.
He's just in like yeah, circles that I am tangentially sort of like friends with. So he's just always been on the periphery. So I was super curious like what I haven't heard anybody even talk about that book really since its promotional shit dropped. So I was super curious what you thought of it. And me not being able to comprehend your dry humor at times was like, wait a minute, wait, does he love this book or does he fucking hate this book? I'm so confused. And then of course Alex commented super angry.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with him. I really enjoyed his book, but I guess he took it the wrong way. Not really sure what happened there, but happy to read anything, that he writes in the future.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay, so okay, do you actually like it, or
Because we were
I
talking
feel
about
like
you're a huge
you
fan of
trashed
Fed.
it pretty hard, right?
Oh wait, sorry. One at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just like, because me and King were kind of going back and forth on this for a minute, like, oh, I think, he's like trashing it, but then we're like, wait a minute, is he trashing it? I can't really tell. I thought from your, I thought that it was like your dry sarcasm that you were, that you were alluding to, at the fact that you actually didn't like it.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's one of the worst books I've read that I've reviewed.
Holy shit.
I don't know, just Jesus Christ. I don't think he did anything like correct or I've definitely read some books where I don't like love it, but I can appreciate certain aspects of it or like what the writer was trying, but not really with Alex and uh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he did not take it super well. And it's just like, what's the point if it is just kind of a, oh, you're right wing, I'm right wing. Well, hey, you get a 5-star review, I get a 5-star review, everyone's
That's
happy, and
true.
then it's just, I don't really see what the point of that is.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like the same as kind of the left wing, like, whoa, a black lesbian with crutches wrote a book, therefore it's good. Yeah, just similar in that way.
I gotta say, like doing critical reviews like is cool, but like you calling him out on Twitter just to fuck with him is just like I don't know, bro. That's like that's not me, but you do you, bro.
Uh, yeah, I there was a part of me where it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe that was a little whatever, but it's not
Yeah,
like I don't know. I'm not like a huge like account or channel like bullying someone. I'm like a small guy, and
you
then
invite the bullying upon yourself.
sure, right. And then it's just like, I don't know, Alex, you could just like he did, by the way, unfollow me. So I guess I was blocked because we were following each other, never really interacted before. And then, after he tweeted, I he was no longer following me and I was no longer following him. But since I didn't unfollow him, I guess that means I was blocked. But
Yeah, I was
it's
just
I don't know,
surprised
it's
by his
whatever.
reaction.
I was happy I got it. I was like, oh, is he gonna do more? Am I gonna get like some angry DMs? But I didn't. So
He really chimped out. It's pretty amazing, actually.
it was kind of simian. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what he accused you of being.
Yeah, so gotta get the traction. So that's how it goes, I guess. But I, hmm. Yeah, I haven't read his book, so I'll just say so. Alex Bemis doesn't hate us. I loved your book, even though I haven't read it, Alex. So please don't unfollow me on X. But
Yeah, when you first started describing it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe maybe I'll check this book out. But then the longer the review went on, I was like, oh shit, this sounds pretty fucking bad.
bro, like, dude, like, I was telling Jesse, like, he like White Pill has this guy tied up as like a guy in The Sopranos, and then he like gets shot. It's like I don't think he likes the book.
But yeah, I'm like I'm so fucking autistic that I'm like trying to find the clues, and I'm like, well, he said he didn't like it as much as Fedbook, and so then we go to the Fedbook review, and you're like, I fucking hate this book. And I'm like, okay, yeah, so he did it. All right, he didn't like Alex's book then.
Yeah.
Did he cut out?
Oh
No,
shit.
I'm
Oh,
here. Or yeah.
Oh, okay,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, like, you've had a pretty consistent streak. Like, you thought Fedbook you did like so like. Do you still like not like it because of the Crusader shit? Have you like looked into that or?
Yeah, the books I ordered, they've all come in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like get into those next, and yeah, when I do, I'll probably do a video on it. But I haven't quite gotten into those yet, so
Okay,
I don't really have much to say about it.
don't
Just
have much
kind of
experience.
the
Yeah.
some like the narrative framing I don't really love in terms of structure, and then yeah, just some other things like I don't know. I think he did write some parts of it well. There were some aspects of Fed book I did like.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was good for a debut novel. I wouldn't say like it was like my favorite thing ever, but it's got good things about it. But like,
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. For me, I mean, my tastes are bizarre, but I think I'm talking about like I don't. I'm not necessarily a fan of like the normal spy where like we're supposed to be spies, but it's I don't know if I've talked about this before. I probably have. But, like, there's spies, but like it's kind of like a slice of life story, and it's kind of bizarre because you think that like spies would do like CIA shit, but it's mostly like, hey
Hmm.
Dan, how's it going? It's like, oh, we're just gonna join our secret cell by like smoking weed or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think we're talking about that in relation to the bath procession.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm still probably in the minority. I still love and adore Fed book. I think that
No,
I think it's like a perfect book.
I think me and White Pill are in the minority.
Oh,
Because
maybe
everybody,
you're maybe actually.
yeah,
I
because
do. Yeah, I think
yeah,
the consensus is that most people like it.
yeah, Tukey's liked it, Book Club from Hell liked it a lot. Like, so.
Hmm.
But,
Well, then, White Pill, what are some of your favorite books that have come out of this scene?
Jesus, I should have prepared more for this.
if you don't
Um,
say hate spree, we're cutting the interview right now, just so you know.
Yeah, just look
let
through your
me.
troughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go to my channel and take a quick look.
Definitely wasn't soap
There-
scum.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that.
oh, one for sure. It was the okay. I guess a writer that does a lot of anthology work, C.P. Webster, he has some good stuff. Haunt of Isle of Esmer, Justin A.W. Blair, that's very
Yeah.
solid.
Oh, we got to get him on
There's
here.
Probably gotta, yeah, get Justin on.
Hmm.
Talk about
oh
Star Trek.
United States of Death. That's one of the better ones for sure.
Who wrote that?
Arctic. That is a guy that I think he's, you know, not. So here's the thing. I followed him, and I think I even tweeted at him that I reviewed his book. He then like posted some tweet about something. It was something with Christianity and like anti-Hitler essentially. I think a
Oh
way
no.
to just or whatever, right? It's not that I'm really into it, but I think he's like against like the leftist regime or whatever, but certainly not like this far away. That was United States of Death and oh come on. Where
Yeah.
is this?
So he's like the what? The Donald Trump of book guys.
Yeah, or I
Yeah.
guess
He's
uh
I
I think
followed
it's
him on X. He
Xander
seems
or
like a cool
whatever.
guy. I mean, but yeah, I'm sure he's not. It's
Oh,
hardcore.
the United States of Death guy. You follow
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I follow
And yeah,
everybody basically, you know.
he doesn't seem like a bad guy or anything, but not like someone that would be okay with being associated or whatever.
Also,
With the right.
does he run in like any circles? Because it maybe it's just me, but I thought he's kind of like a lone wolf.
I felt that he was a lone wolf. I
Yeah.
guess I'm not 100%. Lewis Woolston from the Australian guys,
Oh yeah.
he's solid. He does like short story anthologies. Oh Christ. Jack Norman. Yeah, I
Yep.
reviewed that a few episodes ago.
Blue
His
Capricorn. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, Tuki's covered that.
Yeah, you like to sleep Capricorn.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't love every story in it, but yeah, I mean, the good ones are very good. Mm, Jordan Allen, I haven't liked his more recent stuff, but some of his darker fantasy, like shorter fiction, I think he's pretty decent. Some of the Bizarre Archives, Agion, they haven't published anything in a while. Either of them, I don't think, but usually those are pretty decent. And Providence.
Jordan Allen does the he does that kind of like Pokemon uh inspired sort of novelette, or not novelette, novel series, right?
Yeah, but like the stuff that I like read from him at first, it was post-apocalyptic and then also like dark fantasy
Is
kind of
there
series.
is there any like politics in his like Pokemon? Like, does he have like right wing Pokemon or like I don't know concentration camps? He's like, yeah, the Pokemon were sent to the concentration camps or some shit.
No, yeah, none of that. Very kind of apolitical.
Okay.
Um,
I figure I find that would be hard, right? Like making a story about Pokemon like with no direction, kind of. I mean, maybe it does have a direction, but it's just like, and then I threw Leafeon or whatever, and it scored 500 ice. You'd be like, but I haven't
yeah,
read the
yeah.
book. I don't know. Maybe there's a strong theme of like loving your Pokemon. So,
Well, I imagine that you would just kind of replicate certain arcs that you already loved, just watching Pokemon or something.
oh yeah, that's right. That no, you're right because they did make a show about Pokemon. You're right.
Well, and I think in the latest Trough had one of these uh books. I think it was the Minakai. Yeah, it was one of the Minakai books. The
Hmm.
his Pokemon thing. You were saying there's like is basically like a tournament arc. So yeah, you can definitely tell he's like inspired by,
Yeah.
again,
Oh,
like infusing those things that that he likes about it.
hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess those are the guys, right? So,
Yeah, I think that I don't know. It's always been kind of a mixed bag doing these book reviews. There's like a wider section where it's okay, like or like decent, but there's some like issues with it, and then those aren't like the strongest of recommendations, and then decent amount, not very good, bad, and then I guess the best stuff. Obviously kind of gets filtered. So there's not too much, but I do think we have like good people producing work in there. Uh, so yeah, that's where I kind of stand with things.
I have a question, because this got me curious. Because when I first started, I think you were actually the first person to review my book in a video. So,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you've
you
always,
beat Toofies.
yeah. Cause I think I had to pay Tukey's to review my book. So he was
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Patreon thing, right?
yeah, and then they
Okay.
discontinued that, so you couldn't pay them to review your books anymore, like the first and only. But yeah, White Pill did it for free, like a couple months before, I think, when I was trying to show my books, and it was
Just out of the
cool.
generosity of his own heart.
Yeah, Um, and I've always considered you like an OG, but I mean, I guess I haven't been in the scene that long anyway. But how do you feel like the scene's changed over the years? Like from when, I don't know, maybe when we first connected, or to where we are now in the scene. Like, how do you feel about a White Pill? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse?
I would say that, I'm kind of just there. I'm not really into like any group or you know what I mean? I'm kind of just a floater kind of guy in between things. So I don't know about like tapping into any group. I think maybe, I guess just for my own anecdotal experience that things perhaps have like slowed down a little bit. I remember the like publishers like Agion, Bizarchives, they used to publish a lot more frequently. Now it seems like there's a lot more space in between their publishing. So I think it's even been a few months since either of them have done a previous or their last release. Toadstool magazine, that was nice. That was wholesome. Those guys, they stopped publishing. I think it's I think maybe there was a little more optimism earlier on, like a year or two ago, or around that time period, where there's like a larger audience that's just waiting for books and such, but that doesn't quite reflect our reality. So I guess for me, I think it's there's still people making good stuff. I think maybe the momentum is slower, but yeah, maybe it's shrunk a little bit or kind of spun off. I don't know. I wouldn't say I don't think things are like horrible or really bad, but I think the guys that have survived the kind of the the shock or the reality of, oh, this is like a pretty small thing, there's not a ton of people in it, so then they have their expectations brought down to something more realistic. So yeah, um did that help?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean,
Okay, yeah, I guess I would say momentum is gone down, but there's still people here, they're still making stuff. I don't know if they're like, yeah, there's probably not going to be a huge like surge of people seeking out right wing books. I mean, there's going to be some. I do think more people, as like catalogs grow and more people produce stuff, then more people will like pick it up. But I don't think it'll ever be like huge. I would say like maybe, or well, at least I did. I did think it was going to be bigger than kind of how things have played out.
yeah, would
Yeah,
you agree with that, Jesse? Or
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, yeah, even just 2 years ago, you could feel, you could feel that that vibration, that really exciting push forward. That even we were all even more unified. It felt like everybody was
yeah,
just kind of like pushing this wave forward or something. And it's definitely died down. You definitely don't see nearly as much excitement or releases, and uh, yeah, it seems like the only people, at least that I'm like seeing, like actually drop stuff consistently is a New Ritual.
yeah. But even then, like, Dan Baltic hasn't made Nutcracker 2, I think. Matt Pegas. I mean, he did come out with 2 books, so. But, like, he hasn't really done anything since, I think, the Black book. But I think
Uh,
they're,
Black Album.
yeah.
Black Album, yeah.
So,
Dan is he is hyping it every now and then. He'll be like,
yeah.
Nutcracker when, and how long, and all that kind of shit. And he's flirted, teased the idea out there that there's going to be some serialization to it potentially or something. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been years.
Yeah. And there was also that guy. I forget. Was it Max Leth or something? I don't
Oh,
know.
Uh,
Max Leth, yeah,
Was it
mix
the.
or sorry, is that mixtape? No, that's Adam.
Was
Sorry.
that the
that's
guy?
Adam.
Was Max Love the guy who did like the story about? I forget the title, but it was like the black guy and like some Jewish girl.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I forget what the book is
Oh,
called.
did I? I think I reviewed that.
Yeah,
Is the cover like a playing card?
yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I reviewed that. Jesus, what's the title?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like
on
it was
Twitter.
a
It doesn't say.
title meme. That's what it was.
That's
Yes.
it. Meme. Okay.
Literally just meme.
Is he still around?
I
uh,
Or is he just
I
like
don't know.
people just drop a book and then drop off the face of the earth?
Oh, okay. So,
he
all
pops
right.
up every now and then.
So I'm on Amazon now for Max Lev, and That's not good. So I don't know. Maybe he moved it, but at least from Amazon meme Max Lev, one, it says it's out of print, limited availability, and two, we have a single review, not mine, but it's 3 stars from a guy called Cream Filling. So
All
I
right.
don't know. I guess that didn't quite take off. Maybe there's more on Goodreads, but
Yeah, it's so weird because I remember people talking about meme, maybe like in our circles. Maybe it
Yeah,
was just
again, part of that whole, the excitement of the wave happening. He was he was a part of that. He's tangentially sort of connected to it.
yeah,
Um, it wouldn't have been surprising at that time to maybe see like even like a Tuki's video pop up on him, or not that it came of that or anything, but he was definitely part of the growing wave at the time. Um, and he's on the record for saying that he thinks it's a terrible book and that he wishes he like could rewrite it and all this
really.
shit. So
That's
oh, he
crazy.
yeah.
is? Okay.
Yeah. He said I remember one time he made like a public announcement. He was like, I will come on, podcasters, reach out to me. I'll come on your podcast and we can talk about how terrible my book is and how I fucked it up.
Shit. Maybe, dude, maybe we need to get Max on one of these days.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
talk about how much you regret me.
you should get Alex Bemis. That would be solid. Oh,
Yeah.
do you guys Unreal Press? They have a YouTube channel. Do you either of you follow that or
I
Yeah,
watched their latest episode, I think.
yeah,
the
same.
one where it's like 40 minutes and they're talking
Yeah.
to the Carbon Pages guy?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
With
Holy
Daniel, yeah.
shit! You should get that fucking guy. That was yeah. Jesus Christ.
I was actually, man, that is funny because I was gonna say that to King. I've been meaning to actually mention that to you for like weeks now. Like, yeah, we got to get because Carbon Pages is out officially, so we got to get
Okay.
Daniel on it.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll put him on. We'll put him on the list. Is it in any? Is there an ebook form of Carbon Pages?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, they'll
Yeah, I
probably
think
just
there's a
yeah.
Kindle and a hardcover.
Okay, because I always like if I'm gonna have to buy the hardcover, I'm just not reading the book, bro.
Yeah, I'll do the I'll buy autistically buy this fucking hardcover, even if I.
Yeah, like bro, it's a hardcover, man. Like what?
It's a
This is
commitment.
yeah. So
Both monetarily and to then carry this art object with you.
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, there's been a
But
lot. Yeah,
yeah, no, sorry, go ahead, King.
no, I was gonna say that you probably had something better to say.
Well, I was just gonna start talking about Dullahan.
Oh well, before we get there,
Yeah,
before we get
yeah,
to
definitely.
Dullahan, um, Jesse, you have to confront this man White Pill. Like he fucking trashed your book. What the fuck? Like, are you just gonna let him just go onto our podcast without like I don't know, metaphorically kicking his teeth in, Jesse?
This is the part where I
Yeah.
lose our audience because they go, "Whoa, this guy's a fucking cuck or something." He's not challenging his guest. He doesn't want to throw down like an autistic Alex Bemis. He wants to, he's actually fine with with people not liking his book. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I liked you. I don't know if you've heard our episode with Yancey, which I think is where I talked about it.
I think I did a while back, or yeah, probably a few months, or
Yeah, it's kind of
okay, okay.
on one of an older episodes. Um, yeah, I liked it. I liked the review. I mean, I'm not I mean, I understand how that could sound, almost like a weird cope or something, but I liked it. I liked having I liked that you took the time to, just give an honest opinion on it, to present like a cohesive uh like outline of like what the stories were for people who have no idea what the fuck my book is. And then, on top of it, I just think you're really funny, so I thought the review was really funny. Like, even though you were talking about how much you thought it was disgusting, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I still quote I kind of quote you like around my apartment. I every now and then I'll say I did not like it, or yeah. So yeah, it may sound weird, or I don't mean to make sound like cuckish or anything like that, but I liked it, and I think it's funny. So I do consider your criticisms as well. As far as like me moving forward writing my new shit, I consider how everyone's opinions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
uh,
You just agree with that? You just chill with that?
no,
I have to
or
instigate something. Like we need
no,
content, bro. Like we just can't
right,
just be like,
right.
oh yeah, right. Oh, this was normal. No, no, I agree.
Well, I
Yeah.
it's been like, yeah, sometimes since I've read Subscum. I guess I would say yeah, after reading like a lot of anthologies and yeah, short stories and such, I do have a pretty strong preference now. There's like some shorter stories that are like 10 pages or so, and those can be good, those can be fine, but it's kind of like a 20-page mark for me now where I think like yes, that's like my preferred short story format. I think there are enough pages there for the author to really kind of do something. And it's yeah, Soapscum wasn't really my thing, but I don't know. I'll read more. I'll read Hate Spree 3, or I don't know if that's necessarily what you want to do, King
No,
or whatever's next. Yeah, okay.
you're gonna hate it. Like I'll just tell you straight, you're gonna fucking hate it. Like
The next thing,
yeah,
all right. So it's not really the Hate Spree, but I'll hate it. Okay.
no. You remember when you like trashed Orphan the game because of like the sex scenes?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. The
Yeah,
text adventure thing.
yeah.
Is that
This is
still
like
going?
I don't know. Probably is. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I think so. He like released a new update. I'm in his Discord server. He's like a cool guy. Um, but
It was kind of, like the rape in the alleyway where it's like, yeah, this isn't my thing.
yeah. So like my next book is like that, but like 20 times worse. Like,
Okay.
because like I think I've talked about this before. Like my next thing is like Romantasy is like out, like it's big right now.
Yes.
So it's like my version of Romantasy because I have to challenge these bitches on their turf. That's the next move. My next move is taking down women. Like this is gonna be like a weird ass tangent. I don't know how we got here, but so like this is just a thing where I've noticed that it like basically all of humanity's problems really are just like women, and it's like
Adam and
okay,
Eve, man. I
yeah.
mean, she got the fucking apple. There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. So like a perfect example is like trans women, right? Where it's like, okay, women will be like trans rights for everything, but then it's like except in women's sports though, because then the women will feel bad, and like.
Hmm.
And then you're thinking about this, okay, and then like women all the time will be like, porn is bad, sexualizing women is bad, but then they're like, then they'll make romantasy, and then you're like, it actually feels like women are just like we just want our shit and then like fuck dudes, right? That's what it
Hmm.
actually feels like. So yeah, my next move is
Uh,
I'm taking romantasy from them. That's
I think that can be good. That can be yeah, that there's definitely something there. I forget what I did, but sometimes if I don't have a lot of stuff to read or whatever, I will just get stuff from like my library app and then I can just listen to that at work. But I do think for some of the romanticy stuff, some guys tend to exaggerate like just how sexual it is and like women are the real degenerates, and I think there's some of that stuff over there, and they definitely shit on men for liking sexual stuff. But it was this like fucking dog shit thing where first thing, women, it's like, oh, women, they've only read one book, it's Harry Potter. That's true, but it's really also the fucking Hunger Games that really like
Yeah.
just
Yes.
buck broke women way more than Harry Potter, because everything has like a fucking tournament arc. But what I listened to, I don't know, a year ago, I would say maybe longer, like this thing Light Lark, and just god awful, very bad fucking writing. Women still buy it though, but anyways, it's like, oh, it's really sexy. And it's like there's like no sex, or like there's very little sex. It's incredibly tame, but I guess women pretend it, or maybe there's like more popular shit where it's like full blown like this that whatever, but I don't know. I think it's a little overstated, but I guess
Oh,
it
so it's
depends on
all
the
hype.
book. I wouldn't say that, but
It's just
maybe
more
for
like
some of
it's
the
just more like
stuff it's
suggestive.
overhyped.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's like there was like foreplay from what I remember, a lot of foreplay, but then it was relatively, I guess, tame. Go for it though, King.
Yeah.
Like put them in their place. Yeah. Give the
Bring
people
the
what they
fight to the
want.
yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out though, because every day it just gets crazier. I'm like, oh, should I really be doing this? It's like, ah, well, fuck it. But we'll see. We'll see how crazy it gets. But yeah, it was just something I was thinking about the other day. And have you actually read any romancy, Jesse? Or
No, it just all looks absolutely fucking god awful.
Yeah, there's
They
all the fantasy in it. It's just terrible.
yeah, it does not seem it. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, and like the covers are just so beyond just the most unimaginative, just completely corporatized standard bullshit. Like none of it looks good at all.
yeah, no, cause like fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm
There's
the one
so
that loses the train of thought, not you.
Yeah, usually I'm on it, but I was just like looking at their shit things where it was like, yeah, I think that was the thing where it's like people hype it. No, the thing was, I think people were saying like A Court of Thrones is that sexy or something, and then I was like listening to reviews and it's like they don't. No, no, it was Morning Glory Milking Farm. That's what it was because I was watching Book Club from
Yeah.
Hell and they were reviewing Morning Glory Milking Farm. Shout out to Book Club from Hell, but and they were like there wasn't really any sex until like near the end, and I was like, wait, I thought there was sex in this, and then I realized, oh wait, I haven't actually read Romantasy, and yet I'm saying I'm gonna take over the genre. Like, you mean there isn't sex in like by the second chapter? Ah shit, fuck.
Yeah,
But
and then you would think with something like the milk farming one that it
yeah,
would kind of be the sex, but I guess not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all well, yeah, it mimics their their actual sex drive. It's all about it's all about constant foreplay and teasing a climax until the very last possible second and then just erupting.
it's all about edging. Okay,
It's all about edging. They're actually the true gooners.
that's true.
The romantasy
Yeah.
authors.
But circling all the way back, yeah. People should be more okay with bad reviews. Like, it's just like people who take things like way too. It's there's one thing that obviously if you're trashing a book, I can understand being mad about it, but I feel like sometimes people take things like way too seriously. Um, you know, and it's just like we all need to just be able to take criticism better. Like, and I'm not saying any particular person is necessarily like acting out or anything, whatever, but like, you know, if we don't allow ourselves to have a bit more criticism, then nobody's really gonna improve. And as you said, everybody's just high fiving each other when we all kind of suck. So, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's just stop doing that shit. But
Yeah, it's like I do think that you should take yourself seriously to some degree. Like you should really care about what you do and like what you represent and what you're about and your output, but you also need to have like a lot of levity, to balance that as well, to kind of show that you're aware of you're aware of that self-seriousness, and you're aware that you can be a vulnerable person, or that you should be open to criticism.
Yeah. And that's why I don't think you're like cucking Jesse, because it's like, no, you're just acting like a normal human being. Like, it's just like over the years, I guess, like I'm like, nah, artists, because I used to be like, artists are normal people. It's like, nah, dude, actually a lot of them really are sensitive ass bitches, bro. Like, they're just extremely touchy, and if you say like one word about their book that isn't like glowing reviews, and this is across like multiple authors or some shit, they'll be like, who the fuck do you think? You know, it's just like, oh man, like is it okay if I give it a 3? Like a 3 out of 5? Like, is that okay? So,
Yeah, Alex Kazemi,
yeah.
dude.
Oh
Omar's
no.
enemy, Alex Kazemi.
Oh no. Like,
Yeah.
did Alex go to war with Omar or?
Well, no, he's just a prime example because,
Okay.
he what was his book? 21st Century Boys, or whatever the fuck that book was called.
Yeah.
New Millennium Boys. He they uh they asked a bunch of people to review and like leave, to read advanced reader copies
Right.
and leave a positive
Mhm.
review. And then whenever somebody didn't like the book, him and his publishing company, I think, like went to them directly and was like, "Can you remove your review? Actually, we don't like your review."
Mm,
Who's this Alex Kazemi, or what did he write?
He wrote, I think it's called New Millennium Boys.
I think
Okay.
so.
I have
Um,
not. Yeah, I haven't read that one.
yeah, I think he's, maybe, and he kind of reminds me of one of these Alex Bemis type characters,
Mm.
where on the periphery of things, maybe a little bit more push for his book than Doc's, but a similar sort of campaign where they just kind of appear, and you go, oh, okay, maybe this is interesting. But I haven't heard anybody talk about Alex Kazemi until we had Omar on, and he was just like, I hate this fucking guy.
Bro, yeah. So, but Alex Kazemi hasn't called out our podcast, so I think he's really cool. And please, if you can get us a spot with Taylor Swift, that would be so amazing. She needs to review Hate Spree.
Wait, what with it? Taylor Swift?
Was it Taylor Swift? I'm pretty sure like he knows Taylor Swift or some shit.
Seriously?
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong.
yeah. Oh God, why
Yeah,
does
he
that
has a
seem so
photo with
fucking
her,
familiar?
so he knows
Oh,
her.
Oh, okay.
they're best buds.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
best buds. Though maybe not, because like her latest album was like shit or something. But oh fuck, now I've already now I've already ruined
You
it. Oh
ruined our
fuck.
chances with Taylor. God damn
God.
it.
Oh no. This is why I can't do PR, bro. I just fuck it up. But
Yeah, someone's got to sneak into her dressing room and just leave copies of Hate Spray and Soap
it's so
Scum everywhere.
that Dullahan. Speaking of bad books, no, I'm just so yeah, Dullahan.
What a segue.
Yeah. What? I just had a fun. No, actually, Jesse, why don't you go? What were your initial thoughts of reading Dullahan?
Oh, you just here. Can you say something one more time, King? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yo, man, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know, your voice went a little quieter for a moment, but it sounds fine now.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't just me. Okay. um. Yeah. I guess just kind of honest thoughts. It's again this wasn't really my thing. Um, but there were a lot of aspects to it that I did like, and kept me intrigued and kept me going and wanting to see it through to the end. So I have a lot of questions, definitely about influences and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, King?
I
I
think.
guess just kind of general.
Yeah. I guess I'll just like be real, cause like again, Michael, you're like one of my boys. I
Yeah,
always
I mean, be
feel like,
real.
yeah. It was probably on, and I probably wasn't as real when I was talking with these people. Um, So I'll just say this out front, to make it like, was I a big fan of Ogden Nesmer's bathhouse? No, I don't think so. Like, there
His
was some,
bath.
yeah. This is the honest Cringe. So like Ogden Nesmer, I would consider this on the lower rung, like probably of the indie books I've read. There was good ideas in it, but I found it like too scattered, I guess. And again, like the whole spy things, there was a lot of things in it that I didn't like. And then for Prince of Sidon, I think I was like way nicer because like I want to believe in my guys, right? And it's like, okay, the story pacing's good, it's like nice, but just discussing it with Jack Norman, and because he wrote the review and he was like, it's too generic, and I'm like, yeah, he is right. Like it's a very generic book, like, and like the spectacle at the end, I was just like ripping through pages, like, bro, I don't care about you walking around like 50 different um like different gold things. Like, oh, look at this gold tower. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like it,
Hmm.
and then so and like the ending was nice. It was like the reincarnation, the page goes to white. That's like a good idea, but like the book on the whole, is it like a good piece? Like if I'm thinking about it logically, it's like no, it's like not good in the sense of it's not great, it's not iconic. It's got good flow, it's got good pacing, and there's a lot of good stuff that goes into it. But I would say like in my opinion, objectively not good. Probably 1 to 2 star somewhere along there. And again, I felt the same way about your book, White Pill. I think the things that I liked about it, I think the biggest and strongest thing was like the Irish mythology. Like the Irish lore is like there, and it feels very cozy. And I like that. I like how it feels just like Ireland, and you're just like doing all the different Ireland things. And we'll probably get into influence later and all that stuff. But the thing that I probably struggled the most with was the structure, and in a similar way, because I watched your Alex Bemis review of Docs where you were talking about like the structure, like why are we doing this, like where's the story, right? For me, it kind of felt like
Mm.
the first half of the book was kind of like there's all these random Irish stories where it's like, okay, you're taking the mythology, you're putting it into the world, right? But um it felt aimless because you're just like walking around, and then by the midpoint I feel like that's where the story, like there's like, oh, a pretty big story happening where like events are happening, and there's you're like, oh, this is the dad, and there's this witch that's like out for Dullahan. You're like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Like I can see the setup of where we needed, and then we'll just go to the next thing. But after the midway point where I felt like the story should have just like kicked into like fifth gear, there comes more side stories. It's just like more Irish side stories of like a belle, like this wolf girl, and I'm like, okay, like I thought we were just gonna go straight into plot, and it's just like it's not. And then, but like the ending was good. I think the overall idea of what you wanted, like we take care of this girl and then she dies. Spoilers, because that's what Subverted Subversions is about. Um, I thought that was good. I thought, maybe I'm a sucker. I'm a cheap guy where I'm like, yeah, the daughter's dying suck because I'm like, oh, she died. That's good. But like thinking about it in my logical brain, I'm like, this is basically just like Full Metal Alchemist. Like this has been done a million times before, where you have the girl, you take care of her, she dies. Like objectively, in a sense, it's not that groundbreaking. Um, but yeah, I think the biggest problem for me was structure. I think if you had maybe gotten rid of a lot of the side plots and just kept it mainly to like what was happening, and made it like maybe a shorter book by like 200 pages, I would have enjoyed it more and thought it was better. But yeah, I think it was mainly just the slog of like 400 pages where I feel like it could have been done in 5 chapters maybe, and not like however long it needed to be. So yeah, that's my long-winded explanation of how I felt. Are you saying something, White Bill, or did it?
No, I wasn't sure if I was like no, no, no. I liked all your criticism. I like had some of those same like thoughts when I was reading or sorry, writing the book,
Yeah.
editing it. Um I it was just kind of like a lot. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, am I like should I like address
I mean, if
like
you want
a
to, I
point of
will
what you
just say
said,
this. I'll,
sorry, or
yeah, I'll just say this. It is your first book. Everybody's first book sucks, so it is what it is. Except Jesse's. Jesse's book is awesome.
No, definitely explain. Well, not
Yeah,
explain yourself.
yeah. But if
No, just
you don't have to respond to any of it or whatever.
no, or yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
yeah, I'm definitely curious what your thoughts are on, on maybe where you feel like it's lacking, or where you feel like your strengths reside, and all that stuff, and maybe even how you came to like why the structure is the way it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is not like really a tangent, but initially, many years ago, I want to say like 2016 or so, I had a idea for a story about a guy. It was like kind of generic Europe, right? Where it's a guy, he has a talking head with him, and he's riding around and he's killing things. It was supposed to be a comic book. Initially, it was called Plague Knight, and the character that became Dullahan, initially he couldn't speak, so the talking head, he did all the talking, and at first, it was just kind of like comic book format, um, like monster of the week. Oh, they're killing this thing, and then oh, we found this weird thing the next chapter, and we're doing this, and then on, and then there's sort of an overarching plot that flares up here and there. So that was the initial format where, yeah, I would agree. Kind of monster of the week is a bit aimless, but that's also kind of the stuff I like. You know what I mean? Like kind of the Irish
Mm.
folklore, the Irish mythology, and getting into it. I think also after like reading and reviewing a lot of fantasy and sci-fi books, I feel that some of them do it well, where they will like drop you in and it's like really heavy and there's a lot going on. But a lot of them I feel do a pretty bad job where you're just thrown in. There's like 30 character names. I don't know who these people are, the relationships, what all this means. So that's kind of why I went with yeah, a slower kind of structure at the start where I wanted like have Neve like her voice be the prologue and then have her be the opening chapter, and then just oh we find we hear a little bit about the war in this chapter, and then here's this weird like monster thing, and then oh here's an even worse monster thing, we're fighting the three gods of art, and then oh here's the Fianna of Ulster, and then kind of build it up in that way. But yeah, I do agree it's definitely slower for sure. But yeah, that was kind of initially just yeah, monster of the week comic book style. That was at first, and I think that probably bled into the book like a bit too much. Whereas if I like started crafting it as a book at first, it would have been probably a tighter narrative.
That makes sense.
So, at what point during the writing process did you realize like where the trajectory was truly going, that it wasn't just going to be a monster of the week?
Uh, Oh, kind of well, I mean, the comic book failed, ran out of money on that. So that kind of, I stepped away from the project for a while, and then I decided, it can be a narrative, and it's probably a good thing that the book or comic book did fail. Um, just general thoughts. Devlin and Neve, were those good characters? Do you like them? Did you feel something?
Yeah, Devlin's the dad, right?
Yeah, Devlin's the dad.
Yeah, I mean, I thought his whole trajectory was pretty crazy, and I did like the execution of his character, and the unforgiving uh execution of his death was totally surreal. It fucking crazy. And again, it's like there's a lot of really great descriptions and a lot of really great moments, you know, that helped carry it along for me. And that, you know, I mean, that whole ending section I thought was pretty crazy. um you know, maybe punctuated by like slight moments of goofiness or something, but you know, again, just carried through by like the relentlessness of some of those moments.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think.
uh,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think we talked about it last, or not on last time, but on Rape Walker, Jesse, about RE9, where like they didn't commit to killing the girl, and we thought that was just like goofy as fuck. But like this
Yeah.
one, like Devlin actually kills the girl, and you're like, okay, yeah, no, this makes sense, right? And you know, like in many ways, like again, like this is like kind of the opposite of Bathhouse, where I feel like Bathhouse was shorter, and I think um could be said as a better written book in a sense, but I felt more fulfilled by the ending of Dullahan than reading Bathhouse Procession. Like Dullahan just
Yeah.
made more sense. Like Bathhouse was just like, we're going AI, and you're like, whatever, dude. Like this you're in 15 different directions, but this one, like, it had a point, it made sense, and I did think that Devlin's character was well written. I think it was good. As Jesse said, it's honestly, Devlin probably has more character development than any character in Hate Spree. Uh, I don't think there's no character development in Hate Spree. But that's kind of by choice, but whatever. But I thought Devlin, yeah, he had good character development and all that stuff, and Maeve I thought was is it Maeve or Niv? I don't
Neve. That's
know. Neve.
yeah. The Irish
Neve.
words, Jesus Christ. I can pronounce some of them,
It
but
says neon
it's
here, but it's
yeah, it's
Neve.
not intuitive at all. It's
Okay.
pronounced Neve. Yep.
Okay. Neve. I thought she was fine. I mean, she was like just she was your average girl that gets sacrificed on the altar of good storytelling.
But,
she was good. I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's you know, in the original like comic book idea, which was pretty radically different from what Dullahan became. Devlin and Eve, they didn't even exist. There was something similar with a woman who Dullahan remembered in his past, and that was kind of a Terra figure. But yeah,
Mm,
that all got kind of changed, and then yeah, I was in college at the time when I had the initial idea for it, and I was taking an Irish literature class, and that got me interested in Irish folklore, Irish mythology. So then it became not Plague Night, but Dullahan, and then yeah, all the Irish stuff kind of just came along with it.
okay.
So that's where your love of Ireland and all that was born from.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. I don't know. I didn't really take too much of an interest in it beforehand, and then just yeah, reading some of the kind of beginner texts on Irish mythology, I'm like, holy shit, I should use some of this. So yeah, it really made me like appreciate it and want to learn more about it.
If I'm not mistaken, and this isn't are you actually Irish? And you don't have to say it if you haven't said it, but
I mean like an American, but like Irish descent, you know.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so you're actually Irish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I guess, would you consider that like a? I mean, obviously, I mean, maybe not. Like you were in the Irish class because you were Irish. You were like, I'm gonna learn about my peoples.
Uh, I don't know. There's just like a handful of electives, and it's like women's lit, black lit, Irish lit. I'll take the Irish one.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, I feel it in my bones. It's a calling to me. It's like, I don't know. This sounds interesting. And some of it was. And yeah, it was helpful in, I guess, pointing me in a direction.
Yeah. I know. Did did you go to your trip on island like after you wrote Dullahan or
Yeah, actually,
okay?
after I initially like planned to do the trip a couple of years before we actually did it, but so initially I probably would have been over there before the second book was done,
Right.
but I ended up, yeah, doing the trip after books one and two were already published.
No, that's actually kind of crazy because like I again like me and Jesse like we're talking about like the Irish parts. I don't know. They like they feel real, but like you hadn't even been to Ireland at that point. Probably now like if you're writing Dullahan 3, like the Irish lore is probably like locked in like way better than it is than it was before. You know.
Yeah, I hope so. And then like some of the landscapes for sure. I think that'll be stronger for the third one and yeah, fourth one.
How many do you have planned? Four?
Yeah, just four. The first book, it looks like it's pronounced Samradra, but it's Silra, and it just means summer. Second book means fall, and then winter and spring. So it's just
Oh,
taking place over the course of a year.
Oh, that's actually kind of. Somebody else is kind of doing that. Weird. I think lots of people have done that, right? Like they make a book for every season. Um, which
I've seen like to break up stories just in general, into
yeah,
like sections like that.
yeah.
But I don't know if I've seen one where it's like the actual book series is broken up
No,
into like.
so there's this guy that's like kind of like the United States of Death guy. I think he's sort of
Mhm.
like right wing. He's like called Nandor Fox Schaefer or something, but he made this comic called like it's literally called Seasons, and it's like one season per comic book. And I think there's gonna be four. He's only on fall right now, so
Oh, I didn't know he's doing a comic. Yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
I don't know if it's good. It's probably bad, but hey, I
Well, he,
like.
he wrote a good book, or
Oh really?
yeah, or United States of Death. Yeah, I thought
No,
it
no,
was.
no, not the United States of Death guy. It's
Oh, I'm
another. It's a
sorry.
different guy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, it's just he's just. I'm just saying he's like tangentially right wing ish. You know, that's what I assume, but I don't know. Um, so, but people have done it. But it's I'm not even going to say that like that's like an original idea that's stolen. You know, like lots of people have like separated stuff by seasons, and it's four and makes sense.
You're a thief.
You're you're a plagiarist. It's over.
Yeah, I will say that the Irish mythos did seem very honed in and super specific. And I think I like the idea that somebody could pick it up not knowing anything about Ireland and assume that most of the specific like fantasy titles or fantasy jargon is just like made up, or like, no one actually realizes that they could like do the research and discover that a lot of the stuff that you're saying is actually based in like real mythos and real lore.
Yeah, a good amount of it, or the vast majority of it, is just based on real stuff. I did change some stuff and play around with it to suit my needs for the story. I Yeah, I guess kind of a small thing. Carmen, she like initially there's only like a little kind of poem where Carmen is mentioned in Irish mythology, where Carmen, she's this witch from Athens in Greece, and then she invades with her three sons. She dies, and they hold like and it's more about like kind of after Carmen and her sons, where they hold like a feast where she dies every year, and then you do get some insights into like how Irish feasts used to be around that time period. So I switched Carmen to coming from Sicily just because I like Sicily. You have the three sides. and then she has three sons. And at one point, yeah, the Carthaginians, the Romans, and the Greeks all occupying the island at the same time. So I liked it. I felt it fit. And then in Irish mythology, three's kind of an important number. It goes into a lot of their mythology.
Yeah, you see three. You see, you definitely use that quite a bit throughout the book. The use of three and um, like three brothers, and I mean even the three the gods of art. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see that pop up quite a bit. What's the main significance of that?
In terms of like why they like three so much, I don't know. All I kind of know is it appears a lot. Like the Morgan is kind of a triple deity goddess. It just appears quite a bit for them. I don't know, like why at some point they'd like just decide like three, yeah, not four, not two, three. That's for us. Let's define our culture around that.
I think like it's kind of been said like from a I don't know if this is specifically Ireland, but people love threes. Like like it's a trilogy, or like
Mm-hmm.
there's the obviously the Christian Trinity, where there's like
Hmm.
it's people love threes, beginning, middle, and end. I think is what they're drawn to, but
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
but the Irish, they made it their own. Whatever.
They fucking staked a claim on three.
Three clovers, man. I will say one thing I did like now thinking back on it was I do like the fact that like you took the mythology I guess of like Dullahan and like everybody that's around him actually does end up dying. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, because at the beginning
yeah.
you don't think like Neve is gonna die, but then like she does, so it's like oh yeah no everybody did die around him. It's very good. It's
Yeah.
accurate, lore accurate.
Yeah, like he is a Dullahan that comes in her life, and Dullahans bring death with them, but she doesn't really think that about him because Dullahan's so nice. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the end, she got her dad, so wish granted. You're welcome.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
the bleakest outcome
Yeah.
possible. The descriptions of her like barely being able to like stay focused enough to like actually like talk was, man, just
Rough.
really really bleak shit. um
Yeah, that
Man,
was rough.
yeah, yeah, I mean the whole book is full of like really great details like that. um was the bit where the woman sits down on the rock, the chair or whatever, the fairy chair, and slowly loses her memory, is that based on mythology too?
Yeah, that's actually from Lady Gregory. She had it's a good text, Gods and Fighting Men, and she has a big section on the Irish gods, and there is a stone called Cathar Ann, and yeah, that's all a part of it. Where yeah, if you sit on the stone three times, you'll lose your mind. It's guarded by all these wild dogs, and then in the Ain section, you also had the bit with Allele trying to rape the goddess, and then she cuts his ear off, and then he's unfit to be king. Yeah, Lady Gregory, she's good for sure. I do have some, I guess, quibbles with some of her kind of later stuff in terms of her interpretations or translations, where some other authors covering the same material. It's a small thing. It'll come up in the third book, but like, uh, yeah, it's a pretty like big different interpretation for like one set of characters in particular. But I think she's pretty solid.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this does come into a point that I felt like a lot of the book was was people sitting down and telling you stories, which was kind of
Yes.
not my thing. It was like storyception. It's like I'm reading a book and then like I sit down and listen to a story. I'm like, oh, this is like storyception. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I did kind of question maybe trimming some of that, but it's yeah, it's what I like, you know,
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, there it is. But
I kind of
yeah.
I feel like I I get it. You know, my criticisms are just my personal taste. But I feel like if you made an anthology and like just kind of made
Hmm.
twisted versions of like Irish lore, I'd probably be into it a lot. Because then like every chapter you could just have like some sick death or like, some bleak shit happening, and then you wouldn't have to like string it along or like make it part of a larger narrative. But you
Hmm.
got a plan. I don't know. Maybe make it a side book or something. Just do everything King Cringe tells you. Never have your own opinions. Just do what he tells you. So
Okay. How was the artwork? Did that work for you guys? Any
Yeah, I
like
wanted to bring
okay.
that up. So do you do all your illustrations?
Jesus Christ, no. I hire an Italian for that.
let's go.
Neo Crius. He's done artwork for Agion, for their anthologies. He's also working with the Cult game guys for their Dvergold game. And yeah, so he's been around. He's done all my artwork. And yeah, happy,
He did
really happy with him.
he did the issues of the comic that are up on your Substack.
No, God, no. That was one. Whitepillmedia wasn't, quite politically where he is today, so I hired like a Filipino for that.
You're just outsourcing your art to immigrants.
That years ago, everyone, who among us, hasn't done that?
Who among us? Yeah. I mean, I
The
think
five
people still do
Indian.
that. They're still doing it.
Um, yeah, I liked the drawings, and were another, you know, yeah, another kind of element, or just like another tool that helped, I feel like, propel me along. It was just another interesting, aesthetic element to it. I like that it mainly came, during, obviously it came during like pivotal moments, but it also came after descriptions of new characters. Um, the you were saying earlier that you don't like how in some fantasy novels you kind of get plopped in and you feel like you're kind of lost trying to feel your way around because they're just name dropping all of these things that you have no context for. And whereas this does such a great job of like slowly giving you piece by piece and then expanding on it so that you're caught up with it and going along with it together. um so there is one chapter in particular where you introduce, kind of like in the way that maybe some of these other fantasy novels do. We are introduced to Dion, and some of the other people there. And for each new person that you introduce, you show a complete sketch for. So I think that's the only chapter in the book that has like three sketches in it or whatever. But they all help orient the reader as you're being introduced to a whole bunch of new shit.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I'm just like scrolling through, trying to find images and see. So, um, I mean, I agree with all you said, Jesse, and like looking at the art, I think it's good art. Um, like the guy does a lot of cross hatching, which I would never do because I'm not, I'm lazy as fuck. But
So,
yeah,
what does that kind of mean? Or I don't. Yeah, I know
no,
nothing about like the art. It's just like, yeah, that looks good. Do it. Or
yeah,
yeah.
no. So yeah, I guess I like yeah, as an artist, I have to explain all these. So you know how he like the how do I say it? In his drawings, there's a lot of like lines to like define where the the shadows are and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of lines. Like
Yeah.
if I was
Okay.
doing it, I would just like paint something gray. Does that make sense? Instead of like doing small thin lines, like build gray up.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Like I'm looking at the one of Devlin,
Yeah.
and yeah, okay, there's a bunch of lines, and okay.
Like it takes a lot of time to do something like that. Um, so that's like impressive, and you know, um, I think the illustration is good. I think and this isn't again this isn't necessarily entirely his fault. Uh, I think that is the just general design is very plain. You know, it's I guess though I will say it must be accurate, right? Like you did a lot of research into like what Irish clothing looked like and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you have one in kind of particular, or is it like this person's clothing, or just kind of in general?
I'm just noticing in general. I think that a lot of it
Okay.
probably has like a lot of like because you have like a plain look to it, but it must be what they wore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been like period accurate.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, um, I think any issues I have would just be like with the world and what's described, and I just like things that look crazy, you know. And this looks very normal, period accurate. So it's like if you're period accurate, you probably like this stuff. Um, but the rendering is good. Like I'm looking at like the faces and the eyes, like it's all good. Like everything matches up. So I would say like interestingly enough, I like the font a lot. It gives a very good Irish feeling to it, or what I
Okay.
presume to be Irish. Like I think the font was pretty keynote.
Yeah, I he chose something like yeah, it took a minute for the fonts like deciding it, and he gave me a bunch of options. He's great, but I'm not sure exactly like what he suggested, but I like it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Did the like kind of monstrous characters, did their designs work for you? I guess like if the clothing didn't quite, I mean, did they work? I mean, did they yeah, how were they for you?
Um, let me scroll up to where the monsters are. I will say like this is just my perception. I've never read it, but this is very like berserk coded, right?
Uh, I don't think I'd really quite go with Berserk.
Sure.
Yeah, one of my I guess big inspirations for it is neither of you have read The Black Company by Glenn Cook, have you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's good. It's a quick
Okay.
read, but it's essentially about a mercenary group that gets recruited to travel to this country where this former like Dark Lord or the wife of the Dark Lord, who is also evil in her own right, she and these 10 like wizard lords have been risen from their tombs, and they're trying to take back their former empire. So I would say like the inspiration kind of comes from that. There's not a ton of like character or detail about they're called the 10 who are taken in the book, but
Mhm.
the best girl in that book, who I won't spoil, because there's definitely a best one, was yeah, Tara definitely got some inspiration from her. And then yeah, I don't know, I just kind of liked it. Like, while there's not a ton of character, there'll definitely be more character for these guys in my books, but they all had like a cool design in the Black Company, and you know, like, oh, this guy's here, like that's neat, or whatever, kind of like that. Um, yeah, so I mean, Berserk like a bit, but in terms of kind of, mm, I don't know if I would say narrative, but just like bigger inspirations, I would go with Black Company.
Okay. Yeah, because just at the beginning of the book, you're like this goes out to like all the guys who are like the band of the Hawk, and I was like, oh, is that Berserk?
100%. I would when I publish book 3, which should be in a few months, I really do want to rip out the acknowledgments for the first and second book.
You're like, oh no, no, Berserk. But yeah, going back to the monster design, um, again, I think there's good running. I don't think it's bad. I think, like, even something like the Cavolt Games guys, and again, I'm not saying I'm like the best artist in the world. I have a very specific taste of what I like and what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of like the Cavolt Games guys' art style. Um, there's just a sort of, I mean, everybody's doing. I feel like in the right. I'll get back to the monsters, but again, I'm scatterbrained. I'm sorry. Everybody's doing like the fucking '80s aesthetic. It's like right wing art right now is like '80s techno vaporwave, and like that's it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
and I'm wrong because Cavolt Games, their shit sells way more than like my shit, right? So like, who am I to judge these guys who are like making money, doing great stuff? But like, I'm looking at like Hyper Rebellion, and it's all right. It's good. But I wouldn't consider it like something that I like or that necessarily has. I mean, it does have cohesive design, but it's kind of wonky in some ways. Uh, your monsters, I think they're good actually. In in a way, they're kind of better than what I'm looking at from the Cavolt Games guys. But some of I don't know. It's like some of the designs. I feel like, and again, like this is asking authors to be designers, which is kind of absurd. But like the ball guy, I think he has a lot of hands and like a mouth, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like how iconic is that really? Like and
Gobnu
yeah,
was, yeah, he was definitely a struggle. The other two guys were figured out a lot earlier. Or
yeah.
well,
The claw guy
um,
looks kind of cool. I think he's the best looking one.
oh, okay, yeah. I do like Credhe, or however the hell you pronounce it.
Yeah,
In some of the concept art, you got a side profile of him, and it's just this huge gaunt hanging down over like his waist. So I kind of wish we had a
yeah,
side profile of him there, but uh, yeah, I would say Gobnu. Not 100% like pleased with them, but kind of spent like just like trying to get everything together for the book,
yeah,
and it's like, oh, Gobnu, it's not quite working, and it's like, yeah, all right, this is okay, and I like the other two.
yeah.
So
But at the same time, you're a writer. You don't like have the time to spend like years learning like art design or something. You have to get stuff out. And I think for like, yeah, it's like, how do I say it? I wouldn't say these are the best designs, but like with what you had, it was probably the best you could get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm,
because the amount of time spent like learning design and all this is just ridiculous, and I wouldn't expect anybody to like do this as an author. I have certain skills that, and even again, like, again, I'm gonna have to stop like going, oh, my art's not that good, but you know what I'm saying. But I wouldn't expect a normal guy to just be like, oh yeah, I have the best designs ever created, and when he was just like an author trying to make it work and he hands it to an artist, like the goal is the storytelling is so good that you're able to hire a designer that really does like knock it out of the park, like because there is a way to make the ball guy work, like I just posted an image like the dwarf geckos from Metal Gear Solid 4. Like it is a ball guy with R's, but there's a lot of different silhouetting and things that like
mm,
make it more interesting that you wouldn't necessarily, and again, it's not even your artist's fault either because he's working on a deadline too, right? Like he has lots of projects. He can't just like spend years or days designing one animal. He has to do this and move on. Like time is a huge constraint in everything we do. You know what I'm saying? So art nerd rant that you guys probably don't understand, but whatever.
It sounds like that, yeah, it sounds like you had to come up with a lot of these details yourself
Yeah,
that you know like, because so you were drawing from like source inspirations, but were they not like detailed enough and just in their descriptions, and so you were just kind of left trying to come up with them yourselves, or did you want your own distinct separate like version from the mythos?
Okay, yeah. So it like these designs vary incredibly dramatically from Irish mythology. Like the three gods of art in Irish mythology, they're just normal people. You know, they like handsome normal dudes. Diane said he's not a bird monster. Mananan Maclear is not a skeleton. Um, yeah. So all that is very very different, but I guess for Carmen, who I think Carmen's my favorite. She takes some inspiration from the I forget when this movie came out. I want to say the 70s or the 80s, but the Clash of the Titans, which
Hmm.
is I think it's have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's this like Calibus, the guy that Zeus, because Calibus like fucked up his herd of flying horses, so he takes like the little clay figurine of him and he like warps it and like crushes it in his hand. So Calibus is
Hmm.
now like this horrible monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of a like her main inspiration, but yeah, I liked her. I guess she's probably. I guess she is. Yeah, she's like the only Christian amongst the moths, but she's also, I guess, the most pagan in terms of design. Dying set that was mainly just kind of a Skeksis from Dark Crystal,
Mhm.
and the other guys like all of the moths are gonna eventually have artwork for them. Yeah, by the end of book three, all of them are going to have their own art piece, but we're not quite there yet. And then, so there are the Fomorians in Irish mythology, which are kind of the Titans, I guess, in the equivalent to the gods. But there was this painting from this Celtic revivalist John Duncan, which is called The Coming of the Fomor, and the Fomorians they look sick. It's they all have like really cool designs. They're all monstrous and everything. But I just wanted some more interesting designs out of the Tua de Dannen. So I wanted them to kind of yeah, blend a little more like the Fomorians, because not all the Fomorians are like ugly monster people. Some of them, like there is some mixing in between their races. You could say that Irish mythology is actually super woke. The god of light, is a half Fomorian, half Tuatha and he's quite literally the best of the Tuatha. He rides in, saves the day, and they literally make this half breed their king. So, yeah, that's great. But yeah, so I wanted them to be a little more, I guess, blended between ugly monster, really cool design, and then just like, oh, you're just like super hot and a human, and like you're good. Yeah.
Right. I will say since you mentioned it, I did find the Christian lore like actually pretty good. Where like God is like fucking with the Irish gods and he sent them to the underworld. Like the way you kind of like made the universe and that was actually quite fun and interesting. I thought I was like, oh, this is really good. I like this.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's something I'm kind of struggling with now in like the third book, where it's like, oh, I kind of want to get like a little autistic about this lore, which has no bearing whatsoever on the main plot. And so far, I've been able to silence that voice, but yeah, we'll see.
Were you able to? How well do you silence it in the second book?
Oh, no, sorry. It's kind of like in the third book where I've decided, no, this isn't going to happen in the third book. So the real test will be in book four because there's not going to be a fifth one. So do I have this chapter where everyone goes, oh, yeah, that was really autistic. I didn't need to know that.
Yeah,
What?
Oh,
isn't the sequel longer?
the sequel's a bit longer, and then book three right now is about the size of the second book, but it will probably be a little bit longer. But in terms of very autistic lore, which doesn't bother me at all, but I'm like 99% sure, and at least in the second book I do, but I mentioned rabbits in Ireland. I think this happened in the first book, at least a few times. But I don't have a gun on my table right beside me. So answer however you want. I definitely won't put this up to my temple, but it definitely didn't bother you guys because you know that rabbits don't exist in Ireland until 1169 after the Norman invasion because rabbits are not native to Ireland. Hares are native to Ireland, but
Oh
this is
shit.
clearly a different species, and it certainly wouldn't bother the author, after writing two books and using the word rabbit when they don't exist.
You can't just control H replace or H.
I Well, it's just kind of I didn't like do the compiling for the books myself.
Ah, okay.
So I would have to like get that person, but if it's not like a huge deal, then I think I might just to get everything kind of lined up together for the release of the third book. But that's
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
no one would
not.
care. No one would
Yeah,
care, but I
yeah, you're
care.
right.
I know that it's wrong. I know that it's wrong.
Nope. Actually, that was my biggest block. But
Yeah.
being able to enjoy this, I thought that's inauthentic.
Yeah, it's like
That's not accurate.
I know there's a bunch of monsters and magic and stuff, but really, rabbits in Ireland in
Like, come on,
999?
guys.
Yeah.
Completely immersion breaking.
No, I just say this shit because I'm also autistic. Where like I think there was a moment where I was telling Jesse like every 5 seconds I was fixing hate speech. Like, oh yeah, there's this one autistic thing I have to fix. Now I have to re-upload. And Jesse's probably thinking like, King, you're a fucking retard. Like, why are you updating for like these small details that nobody gives a shit about? You know?
Yeah, I just felt bad. I felt like you were
Yeah.
torturing yourself. And me, like
Yeah. Yeah.
the idea that, because I had to edit it myself too, and I just like let it go,
Yeah.
and like, man, I could really, if I wanted to, I could allow myself to obsessively, I don't even know if I told you this, but yeah, so Soapscum came out,
Yeah.
and then like a couple months later, I sent Cody a bunch of minor edits, and and well, no, he took care of a couple minor edits, but then I sent him a bunch of minor edits, and he's like, here, you do it. He's like, this is too much for me, dude. I didn't
Yeah.
realize you want to do all this shit. So he sent it back to me, and I had to go back through and add a ton of little, things that just like were nagging at me, that were bugging me. And it's still got a ton of like, minor grammatical mistakes, but yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely fall victim sometimes to the overthinking and all that shit.
It is author control. That's like I need to probably curb this because like you guys are right. Like I was reading Scopes, like nothing bothered me. Um, like we're probably just all overthinking this. Like, oh, will he notice there's like rabbits in Ireland? And like the average person is like, no, no,
It's the last thing I'm thinking
yeah.
about.
How about you fix your plot? How about people are like, you know what would help Hate Street if it didn't have a circular plot? I'm like, oh shit, maybe you are right. All this other retarded ass autistic fucking shit. So
What was the editing process like for your first two books then?
Oh, just kind of a fucking mess. Um, yeah, definitely. I think I've gotten better at, I mean, yeah, like most things, the more you do it, the smoother it goes. But I guess, yeah, for the first book, the I don't know if I like love this chapter. I don't think it's like a strong chapter at all. But the one where they like go get the handbell or whatever, and it's yeah, Pig, Dullahan, and Neve. But I felt like I needed to include that because just to have like a bit more time with the three of them together before the last kind of section of the story. Because yeah, I think yeah. In terms of me like reviewing books and everything, I tend to go like edit this, cut that, whatever. You could trim this. Is this really necessary? Can we cut this side character or this side plot? And then in terms of my own writing, I think I can go like a bit light in places. So I threw that in there. And then just, yeah, I guess for the first two books, it was a lot of, I do need a little more character interaction here and there because, like, for me, it's kind of enough. It works, but I think like, oh, these characters should interact a little bit more, to build them up, flesh them out. And then in the third book, I'm only about a third of the way through editing it for like a second draft, but I'm fairly certain that I'm going to have to reorder a decent amount of chapters because like a character gets not really a spoiler. I mean, people die in these books, right? That's been established, and it's just characters introduced, they die, and I think just what? I don't think they're quite around long enough to have enough of an emotional impact. So they're gonna have to like be moved up, and that's gonna have ripples in other chapters. So I'll figure it out. So it's
No,
kind of I think I guess for a lot of my editing, it's add more because I've gone in a bit light, I guess, in my first drafts.
that makes me have a question. Like, did you feel anything like? Did you find it hard to kill Neve, when writing her, or any of
I
the characters?
Yeah, not really the kind of smaller characters that are just they're there for a chapter and they die. Not really for those, but for Neve, I knew that she was gonna die. Like when I came up with the character, I knew like, okay, she dies at the end. It's gonna be Devlin, but yeah, that wasn't super easy, but. Mhm.
You had to get through it.
Yeah, just kind of had
Mhm.
to get through it. It had like the emotional punch that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted an ending where, well, I guess for a lot of like kind of fantasy or sci-fi, the heroes, they're rushing, rushing, rushing. We have to stop the villain. The villain's going to do this big bad thing that's going to alter the world forever or whatever. And then the hero always kind of stops them, right? The world stays in this status or, it's not really altered, but it's an ending where you might not exactly call them villains, right? I wouldn't describe Dullahan as a villain or a hero either, but the quote unquote villains have won, right? You storm the castle, and to save the princess is dead. You've already lost, and yeah, so it's just having an ending where the villains have achieved victory.
Yeah. Okay. Which you wouldn't expect from the cover because the cover looks very inviting. It's like, oh, like, oh, it's just a little girl and this guy, and it's just, oh, wholesome times. It's like, yeah, wholesome murder. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really some really bleak, yeah, brutal fucking moments. I mean, yeah, even the little chapter with Leiden and I forget the one little girl she was with, um, and it turns out like she's a changeling, and they like they kind of trick her into like going into the little cabin, and then um they like they put her in like that in that trance or whatever, so that the other one, so that the little girl can like have her way with her in that sort of like weird way. Man, yeah, so many really just bleak moments. I love that it ends with the just mourning, basically, just like we're kind of in a place of stasis, and we're just going to take the time to mourn this person. um yeah, I feel like most fantasy novels don't end on a moment like that. um yeah, you can tell that the slice of life, cozy kind of just being in an environment, and enjoying the surroundings of the environment. You could tell that meant a lot to you, within, not even just that ending, but in, throughout the whole book. There's lots of really great, just like kind of cozy moments where you feel just like not overwhelmed, but like you're taken by the environment.
Mhm. Uh, yeah. That's, I guess, like, mm, yeah, environments. Yeah. God damn it. What was I gonna say?
Well, I apologize because I kind of
No,
started
no.
rambling for a few minutes. I was just like, oh, that's great, that's great. so, yeah, I know that it may not seem super pointed. What I guess what I was getting at, but yeah, the coziness and the environmental kind of aspects to it. I could tell were integral.
Mm, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I find it interesting that I guess you would have a story so bleak in many ways, but in many ways it's not bleak. I guess like this is kind of like classic fairy tales, right? Where it's like, oh, like it's kind of like a return to the old fairy tales where it's like I don't know, like Hansel and Gretel. It's like, oh, you went to the witch's house and then you got burned in the oven to death. You're like, oh, okay, like you just tell kids this shit, you know? It's a very classic form of, I guess, fairy tale-ish things that have happened in the past. So,
Yeah.
were,
Yeah,
were you
kind of
inspired
along
by
those
any old
lines.
fairy tales? Like that kind of, were like, was that something you were aiming for?
Yeah, more of, yeah, kind of the Irish folklore and that side, but yeah, in the like spirit of those types of stories, where it's not every time, but there's a shit ton of bleakness in a lot of the, yeah, older stories where, no, like, things don't typically work out, or there's always like some kind of like price for this adventure, or, yeah, this journey.
Would you say people in the right wing having an over reliance on like hero endings? I guess in like response to George R.R.'s like I not George, but like nihilism in general. Uh, would you say like you're doing an art piece against that form of positivity or
Oh God, I'm definitely not doing an art piece against
okay?
anything. Yeah, for Dullahan, it's not like I'm gonna write a story and it's gonna have this, and it's gonna be a synthesis of th- these thoughts and those thoughts. It was just, I don't know. Dullahan's just it's what I wanted to write, but
Mm,
in terms of like the right wing and, yeah, kind of an over, well, the gay nihilism stories, George R. R. Martin, like books 4 and 5 for Game of Thrones, they're not good. And then there's another guy that's like pretty popular, Joe Abercrombie,
mm.
and he's fucking terrible. It's just nihilism for the sake of nihilism, and that's really bad. I think like overly cheery kind of heroic endings, those also kind of suck. Like, you can do nihilism, but there should be like an emotional core there. It shouldn't just
Mm.
be like, fuck you, this sucks, and there's just nothing to it. I also fucking I kind of hate everyone, but like the Witcher books, awful, awful, awful fucking writer.
Yo, let's
And
go.
it's, yeah, I guess yeah, it's kind of nihilism with him, but he's also just kind of shit. So
I've
yeah,
never read the Witcher books, but I've like tried to like get into the Witcher games like
mhm.
4 times, and it has nothing to do with the content, but I just get bored, bro. Like every time, like I get like 2 hours into the Witcher 3, and I just like stop, and I just never pick it up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like people keep telling me it's a good story, but I'm like, I get bored every single time. And there's hot bitches too. Like,
Yeah.
like there's naked chicks in this, and you can't keep my attention. Like, I don't know. It's just not for me, bro.
Yeah, for well, I think they they did like write better than the original author did for like The
Alright.
Witcher 3, but I don't think it's like the best. And also I'm kind of done with just the open world design where it's like, "Oh, you can ride around and here's like 20 points of interest and it's you defeated the same monster that you defeated 100 times. Isn't this fun?" It's like, "Not really."
Yeah.
Just yeah, smaller worlds I think interest me a
But
bit more.
even the storytelling, I don't know if you've ever played or seen The
Mm.
Witcher, Jesse, but it's like it's basically like humans are the real monsters type shit, you know?
Yes, yeah,
Ugh,
it's very like left wing.
very played out.
Yeah.
All I know about The Witcher is that didn't Henry Cavill play him or something?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. And then he had to step away because it was bullshit, or they weren't following it correctly or something like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's what the main reason was. But honestly, if someone came along to do a Witcher adaptation and they went, the source material fucking sucks, so I'm doing my own thing in this world, I would be like, yeah, cool. The source material is bad. Do what you want.
Bro, wait. Jesse, have you seen like the armor for the guys in The Witcher?
Uh,
Nilfgaardians.
I don't think so.
Okay, here.
Yeah, drop it in the chat.
Yeah, let me. Bro, they're literally penis knights, bro. Like somebody like
Oh fuck!
yeah. Oh, and let me.
Literally wrinkled. They look like wrinkled dicks.
Yeah, bro. It's so ridiculous, and like
What the fuck?
you can see the game versus the TV show here. So this is like exclusive to the TV show, where like the game has like
Mm.
normal ass armor, which you're like, okay, like it makes sense, it looks good. And then the TV show is like, we just have like scrotum armor. And you're like, oh,
Bro, why though?
probably some woman was on the fucking like production design, and she was like, what would be really interesting? Huh. All men are
Ugh.
dicks, so like, just make the knights dicks, bro. And like they think they're so fucking clever.
Fire the costume designer. Fire her. She needs to be fucking burned at the stake, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, that's literally just like, oh god. Just going from like a traditional fantasy, um, you know,
Yeah.
just wow, just so try hard too, to be trying to be memorable. But it's like, dude, holy fuck! The fact that you had to like show that to me, means that it did not do its job.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because like we were talking about the games and the books. We're like, oh yeah, the Witcher books are not that great, and then but we're like, no, but the TV show is so much worse.
100% for sure.
Yeah. So, did you ever watch the TV show, Jesse, or just like it never captured your interest?
It never captured my interest. It was, just staying up to date on current, TV and movie news. You just hear about it in the ether and all that stuff. But I'm not even a big Henry Cavill fan, so I had no like personal incentive to figure out what everyone was talking about. But I don't, and honestly, and this really makes me feel like I made a good decision because this is insane to look at.
Yeah, no. I mean, what is it? Um, as the resident gooner, um, the thing that pissed me off the most was like the women fucking cast changing, bro.
Mm.
Like that shit
Oh,
pissed.
really?
Yeah, let me see.
Oh boy.
Who is it? Okay, yeah,
I think they got like an Indian for Yennefer
bro.
or whoever, or
Yeah,
maybe it was
but
a black woman. I
Triss,
don't know.
Triss. I mean, they fucked up Yennefer, but like this is Triss. You can see Triss, like the show versus the game, and you're just like, what
Oh,
the fuck?
yeah. Jeez.
Jeez Louise, dude.
The,
Yeah.
the TV show fucked
You.
it up.
Yep. Fucking DEI casting. Fucking affirmative action hires.
It's not even like the DEI casting. It's just like, because you can make hot brown women like the black tomboy whatever a joke, but it's just like it's like both. It's like the DEI with the fucking uglification. It's just like, oh my goodness. Like every time I see Zendaya pop up in a movie nowadays, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, why did you have to do? Because I hear like another thing is like I hear people say Dune's good, but I can't watch it because like there's fucking Zendaya in it. It's just like it just ruins. And she's gonna be in the Odyssey, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know
I.
she was gonna be in it.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Did
Isn't
I?
she? I'm pretty sure.
Well, regardless, I could use a break.
Or
Yeah, she's in
I.
she's in the Odyssey.
Oh,
So
great.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Travis Scott, the rapper's in it.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
We got Travis Scott in the Odyssey.
God damn. Fucking Matt Damon. Gonna pretend to not be Matt Damon. All right. Right.
Yeah, it's like this makes total sense, bro. It just goes to, like people are always like, oh yeah, but my favorite TV guy wouldn't never, I'm a big Christopher Nolan would never just do woke like nah they would, bro. They're doing it right now. Um,
Hmm.
all your favorite guys are just woke. It is what it is. All right. They used to make good art. And like it's like the parasocialization. It's this like old parasocialization where it's like I like this guy's work, therefore this creator has my opinions. And like the first thing is like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have. He's not sing hailing, my guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's especially apparent for a lot of a lot of people that especially I used to champion over the past like fucking decade or two. Like
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, Paul Thomas Anderson. He just won an Oscar last night, even though it was for him completely selling out, dropping one of like the dumbest, like reaching a hand across the aisle to the leftists, just total BLM nonsense, like just total retard bullshit. Um,
What was his
you know,
film?
one battle after another.
Okay. What has he done before this, or anything like kind of big?
Yeah, I mean, dude, he did There'll Be Blood.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So it's like he's made some pretty, astounding, absolute masterworks. Just really defining, cultural, movies, and this, obviously being one, but it's like you just feel this weird boomer desperation, just like this, like more a Gen X thing, just this Gen X need to be accepted by fucking everybody, and him realizing like, oh shit, maybe I can actually finally get accolades if I do something that's so deliberately catering to this fucking demographic of absolute retards. um
I'm looking at
because the
this
book.
right now. There's like a pregnant black lady shooting somebody.
Oh my God, yeah, she's like the fucking hero of the movie, and yeah, she's a fucking leftist activist. She's like a terrorist, and it opens with her like firebombing a ICE detention facility.
What?
Um, the movie ends with her black daughter. Um, pointing a gun at her dad, and demanding like him swear allegiance to a leftist cause. and then the ultimate message of the movie basically being like, hey, our generation of Gen X boomers, like, we didn't go far enough, but you young ones, you guys are the real future, and you're the ones who can put your neck out on the line and actually get shit done, which is like really disturbing to think about. And now I'm just rambling at this point, but as he won his fucking Oscar, he basically reiterated the same point, that this is for kids, this is for the future, like the message being that I fucked up by not going hard enough, in my hippie days, but you're the future, you're the young rebels, you can do it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Is so wait. Is her father Leonardo DiCaprio though?
Yeah, because he bangs the black chick who's like possibly the most unattractive monkey ass looking bitch.
Wait, this okay, like I get
And
it, but
she cussed him the whole time.
at the same time, if he was performative, you're still fucking a white guy, like yeah.
Well, dude, she fucks white guys the whole movie. So she, maybe there is an element of self-deprecation there or whatever, but she is seen as as a force of good.
Yeah, no, it's just funny. It's just like I'm a Black Lives Matter activist and all that, but I only fuck white guys though.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, she strictly only fucks white dudes. What one being a liberal cuck and one being a neo-Nazi in disguise.
Wait, what? Okay, so even a neo-Nazi in disguise is just like, oh yeah, even if they're neo-Nazis, yeah, no, that
Look,
makes
you
sense.
can't help what you want, man.
Yeah, it's like Candace
It's like,
Owens, man. Yeah.
look, white dudes slay puss, okay? It's not we don't got to pretend like they don't.
Yeah. They actually stay for the kid. Like imagine if the dad was black. Like she couldn't even aim the gun. There would be nobody there. It's just like he's just gone.
Right, there'd be no fucking movie. It would just
Yeah.
be about a single pregnant bitch. They would never mention the dad's name.
He's a rapper somewhere. He's on Rap World. What's it called? Rapzilla? No. Rap Star? Star World? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
World Star.
That World Star, that's what it is.
Yeah.
World Star.
White
Which
pill. You ever been in a World Star video?
World Star. So is that like Black MTV or?
It's just black people fighting each other.
Oh, okay. Nope, can't say that I have.
so a lot to do with dual Irish culture. Just
Yeah,
going
if
on.
you need more Irish culture, just watch some World Star.
How did we get
So
here again? But I'm sorry, no, I'll cut
yeah,
you off.
so the
I
train
think
went
it's
off.
yeah, it was like The Witcher, and then, uh, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But I cut you off just so you were gonna ask a really cool question.
I was gonna try and get us back on track. Are we?
Okay. Fuck, where
I was
were we?
gonna. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah, White Pill. So is the fourth book already pretty plotted out? Like you know what to do. You know the goal.
Yeah, so I guess when I started writing the first book, I already like knew like this is how the series ends. The ending has never changed, so that ending is still in place and everything. But in terms of like how exactly I'm gonna get there, it's yeah, I'm a little more loose with the fourth book. That's just because when I was writing the third, and it's like, oh, this plot point, I'm gonna like save it for the fourth book. It's like, you know what? No, it works better right here in book three. So yeah, I guess the a bit of the front of book four um, needs some kind of a tighter focus, and I'm gonna have to put some work into that. But the ending, yeah, that's been decided from years and years ago.
Okay.
So that was like one of the first kind of like images you had for the whole story was the ending.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
That's kind
Would
of amazing.
would you say the second book, like I guess, or I guess throughout the whole series, are you still going to be doing a lot of the like telling Irish stories, or would you say like it's more like what happens in the plot, and like the mythology? You know,
King, I can not kinda, I guarantee, I don't think you would like the books 2 or 3
okay,
or
cool.
so. In terms of just, I guess, so book 2, there's a lot heavier focus on the war between Oltan and Brian Baru
Yeah,
and Dullahan. He's like involved in some of the battles and fighting, but there's a Dion set. He has a decent amount of like chapters dedicated to him, and then there's some other characters, but I've had like beta readers get back to me, and they also describe the second book as it's kind of aimless here and there. I'm like, yeah, it is. I would sort of say that if you imagine like a big board game, right? And the board is Ireland, and all these characters are just pieces moving around, and they all have their own wants and needs and objectives to, I guess, achieve some sort of victory condition. But they don't necessarily have to interact with each other. And there is like an overarching plot in the background, and we'll get there. But um, that's kind of how I would describe it, right? Because um, like all these little different POVs, they sometimes interact with each other, but not all the time, and they're not really essential to each other. So yeah, I would say in terms of like a strong like narrative focus, it's not really there. I don't think any of the books are quite gonna have that. It's just sort of
right. Okay.
I don't know. It's about the characters. It's about like, oh, here's Dion Keck. You're learning about his past, his history. You're learning about Carmen. You're learning about these other characters and their like journeys. So yeah, definitely aimless for sure. I think that's a very accurate description. But it's kind of like, well, if you like these characters, then I don't know. Maybe you don't mind because you find them interesting. You want to know more about them, but it's not like Dullahan, quickly, let's drop everything. We have to find out about your past and all this. That's not really a thing, but
Yeah.
they're moving along. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. 'Cause, I mean, because I read the back, I was like, oh, the war between Ulton and Brian Boru. That sounds cool if they do wars, but like I felt like it was gonna get more intense. But okay, but that does. Have you ever watched Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, are you a fan? I guess.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say that I think there's some like weaker episodes in there, but yeah, I think I know what you're
Yeah.
trying to say, where it's like, oh, there is an overarching plot, but it just kind of kicks in like, or it goes like full throttle like at the very end, and before that, it's like you touch on it a little bit, and then it's just kind of some side stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say like this is obviously like a taste thing, cause I've only watched 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop and I fucking hated
Only
that shit.
two.
I
Whoa.
hated that shit, bro. I was like,
Wow.
where the fuck is the plot, bro? I cannot. It's just like so. You
That
know.
that is something that does kind of bum me out a little bit about that series because I am a fan of that series.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but his follow-up show, Samurai Champloo.
Oh, I did
Um,
not like that.
oh, you didn't like that one? I thought that
No.
one did a slightly better job.
Oh, okay.
I
I
watched one
mean, I
episode of
think
Samurai
this.
Champloo. Never went back. It was like, oh, same thing.
Yeah, the structure is very similar, but I thought that they managed to, yeah, at least keep some of the priorities on track, at least a little bit more clear, a little bit more clearly. But yeah, that director in particular, that writer director, I don't know if you saw Space Dandy, but that's the exact same thing. It's each
Yeah.
episode is a completely different, planet or whatever. Like one episode is just him going to a planet and eating ramen the whole episode. He just like sits at a stand and eats a bowl of ramen, and that's like the whole episode.
Yeah. And so, but like that's just like a taste thing, and it's like what is it? This guy sells millions of copies, of fucking Space Boy Cowboy Bebop, and everybody
Hmm.
loves it. And like it's funny that I'm like, oh, I hate this, but like if you think about it, like hate spree in some ways falls into the same pitfalls where it's just like, oh, we're just fighting a random boss, like, oh, this boss, that boss. Like it's not like we're moving towards any point of the story, right? So it's like, oh, maybe I'm a hypocrite that way. So
I don't know. I feel like we're super orient. I mean, yeah, not
yeah,
to combat you or anything. I just feel like they're very directional, those books, and
okay.
keep you pretty on track. At least like my memory of them are clearly like, all right, we're going from here to here to here, and there's a very clear, yeah, the yeah, objective going on there.
No. I think you're right. Like just to gas myself up, no. But it's not that nothing's happening in the plot, but it's like the feeling of aimlessness. Like the cowboy, it just feels aimless. The way the episodes work, even though like Haystbury has more directionality to it. Even though you could theoretically say it's the same thing, but it's like the aimlessness, the no purposelessness is what I think is the strongest in this guy's work. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
it's
just me.
about hanging out. It's
Yeah,
about just relaxing and hanging out with your buds, which are this cast of characters, and it's about do you enjoy spending time with them, and not necessarily about uh constantly um trying to deliver like pleasure, like conventional pleasure from plot and stuff like that.
yeah. You should blurb on the back of your book, Michael. You should be like, Dullahan is the Cowboy Bebop of right wing books.
There you go. Uh, yeah, the yeah second book. Yeah, pretty. I think it makes sense, like the direction like Dullahan and Pig take. Uh, I mean, after everything that happened in the first book, things are definitely on a pretty bleak note at first, and Dulan's just kind of fighting to sort of lose himself in the battles. But I don't know, just I don't know. They sort of like healing, I guess, from what happens. But yeah, pretty aimless. That's very accurate.
I mean, you love what you love, bro. Like, gotta write what you want to
Yeah,
write.
right.
Yeah, and I think that's what's most important is just is following your instincts and trying to just write what makes you happy and what you want to see in the world. you know like you didn't have this, like, this Irish, mythos dump, fantasy. So you're like, well, if no one, if I don't have this, then how is it going to exist? So you made it for yourself, and that is something that I do admire.
Yeah, like it does work as like an Irish myth. Like if you saw it as like an Irish mythos dump with like like a thin plot, like I could see people digging this. It does stand in that way in a very cool fashion. Um, is he dead? Did we kill him?
No, sorry. It's just sometimes I'm not sure exactly what to say. Like, yeah, writing what I like.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
I will
I like
say,
that
yeah.
the second one has a map in it.
oh yes. I did like that. Did have that.
Who made your map?
Same guy, same
I
artist.
I would say like maybe I don't know if you're like does it cost a lot to like get these illustrations and on maps and shit like that?
Yeah, a decent amount of money
Okay.
for
But for
everything, but I think it's really good work. I like his stuff,
All
so
right.
happy for it.
Because I know you use or not you, but like I guess Cody used AI on Soap Scum, and which is probably cheap. And like obviously I have skills, so like I work for free, obviously. So
Mhm.
um, but paying money like that's rough, bro. Um, but got the cash, whatever. But have you thought, to cut your artist out? No, have you thought about using AI to make it cheaper, or are you just not into that?
Uh, I think I'm just not really into that. In So I guess to kind of get the results I'd have to spend like a decent amount of time, right? I don't think it's like a 15-minute process and go, yep, that's done. It would probably
Yeah,
be like a few hours per illustration, just like tweaking it slightly this way and that way. And then if I'm using all my free time to do this, I would rather just like pay this guy that's good. He's reliable. He makes like work I really like, so, you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
then am I really saving money if this is like an extension of work for me and I'm putting all these hours in? Yeah, I guess that's how I see it.
yeah. No, because like your guy Cody only made one cover for Soap Scum, right? So if he had like made 10 images, probably would have taken a lot more work and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was willing to, to just like keep coming up with designs and stuff, but I felt like he basically nailed what I was envisioning already. Um, it was it just delivered on everything I wanted right away. And yeah, I didn't even think that he had that I didn't like I had suspicions that he like dabbled in AI art before, but it didn't really bother me. Um yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely super satisfied with that. I'm not sure what I'd do for the next one.
Yeah, got hire a Filipino. It's the cheapest.
Well, dude, someone did actually reach out to me uh and was like and at first it seemed like oh, maybe it would be like a fun collaborative thing, like they would like make art for like our show or something like that, but
Oh, okay.
then I realized that I needed to pay money, and I was like, oh fuck. I do not have money.
Yeah, it's actually, what's funny is that like I'll follow some like normie-ish conservative uh, artists or whatever, and I don't expect anything much of it, but like they'll like DM me and be like, "Hey, I see you're an author, and I'm willing to do artwork." And I'm like, I do my own artwork, but it's like it's cool to see another right wing author. Then they kind of ghost me, and I know why because I have a giant fucking SS girl. But it's funny, like they would have taken the work had they gotten it, but yeah,
Right, yeah. Once they actually talk to you,
yeah,
but
like
yeah, they just see it as another opportunity to be like, oh shit, maybe this guy will hire me.
yeah. But then we don't end up becoming friends. Just like, oh, okay. But I get it. I mean, you got to shoot your
Yeah,
shots to make money.
yeah, you know what they want.
Mm. It's funny though, when it happens. But yeah. I don't know. It was
Do we have any more thoughts on Dullahan?
no. What'd you say, Jesse?
I was just saying, do we have any more thoughts on Dullahan?
I don't think so. At least for me, I think I covered pretty much. I beat up Whitepillmedia.
No, that's all good. Really, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you know, I do appreciate the effort. Like, I'm never gonna take it. Like, I could definitely see the effort that was put into the book. You know, I don't think you were, making something shoddy or anything. And I really appreciate you actually, putting in the effort writing a book that, you know, I don't think. I wasted any time reading it. Like it was a good effort, Um, and you reviewed my book. I made you read two of my books. Against your good taste. So I
Is
had to
only
read it.
fair, yeah,
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
return the favor.
yeah, yeah. And for the record, I mean, Jesse has been a lot more positive. You did trash his book, so I was like, okay. So it all came around.
Well, how funny would that be if I was just seething the whole
Yeah.
time?
Listen, White Pill.
Look, I've got a fucking bone to pick with you.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't have any
I'm
notes.
Alex Bemis.
You got any more notes, Jesse, or pretty much all good?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all my notes.
Yeah. I did want to take just a moment to just say, White Pill. I've said it before in your comments. I love your real life vlogs, bro. It's some of the funniest, best content out there. And I was talking with Jesse, like, bro, if he just wrote a book about like his real, like, if literally like everybody else's autofiction sucks, but if you made autofiction, bro, day one I would be there. Like
Yeah.
it's like all your shit is so funny because it's like this weird dry autistic humor where you're like, life sucks and like my mom's a cunt and like all this fucking. It's just so good.
Well, and honestly, if there was a transcribed like novella copy or something of just
Yeah,
the Ireland trip, like
bro.
just a
Oh,
transcribed version of the audio, I would buy that shit because it was so entertaining and just like so riveting and just like and great funny enough has your signature cozy hangout vibes of it of just like listening to Ireland mythos dumps and
Yeah,
the way you are admiring the artwork and all this stuff. And I don't know, yeah, it was super funny and just like kind of fucked up to hear at times, and yeah,
yeah.
compelling as fuck.
I guess I kind of had a question for Dullahan. Did you guys feel like Neve was going to die, or was that kind of like, oh, we're kind of in this death march, and I know she's gonna like be killed, or did you think that there was like a chance that she is going to like leave and maybe we see her in a later book or something along those lines, or did you feel that yeah she is like I guess yeah I fucked it up and rambled, but yeah.
what do you think, Jesse?
I didn't think that you were gonna kill her. I did feel like it would be very impactful if you followed through on it, but I just didn't really think that the book was going to go there. Despite its bleakness, it does feel like teenagers could read it,
Mm.
and it doesn't get like too like yeah, I guess there is a layer like a protective layer despite all the bleakness and all the intense gore at times. So I didn't really think that it was going to go there, but then it did. And not only did it go there, but it was like, yeah, one of the hardest things to read in the whole book. It was actually pretty heartbreaking. Like like watching that character go through that, and everyone coming to terms with that realization was just yeah, it was very heavy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't expect it at all. Uh, like as you said, like there's a protective layer, and it feels like she might be the one to escape Dullahan's death curse, because everybody like dies instantly when they're around
Mhm.
him, But
Yeah,
she was making it through, so you're like, okay, this will be a normal book, and because the cover is so deceptive again, you're like,
yeah.
You're like, ah, well, like this. I feel like she'll live, and then you read it. It's like, and then he put his notes around her. You're like, ah, fuck, you know. And you're like, oh wait, there's 10 pages left. Like, I don't think she's gonna make it, and then she doesn't make it. You're like, ah, shit, he's done it, you know. And I think that's why it hits because as goofy as some things happen sometimes, like like the head like pig like saying he's gonna commit suicide, and you're thinking about the image of it, you're like, oh, that's a bit goofy. But
Oh, all right, all right. So, that was an issue with like editing and such, where I had notes from readers. Like Pig at a few times he can like slightly move himself,
yeah,
not really, right? He can't like just fly around or roll around, but all right, it is established, not enough, but like a few places here and there that Pig can move himself a little bit. But I agree that it's kind of silly. I'm not sure how I would kind of rewrite that or what to do with that. I don't know, but
yeah, I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
I agree. I agree. It is like a silly image.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah, not to dunk on it, but that in the midst of all this like horrific shit that just went down, and all of a sudden the head wants to roll himself off the cliff.
yeah,
but
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 yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you still have the impact of that scene.
Yeah, because you're not expecting it, it does hit like, and like it's irreversible. There's no way to fix it, and you're like, oh fuck, like I would say that was a good move, and I think you wrote well. And like if keeping it and it hits because nobody's expecting it, they think it's gonna be somewhat of a storybook ending, and she'll just walk away with her dad, and then it'll go into part two where he's doing things, but it's like, nah, dude, she dies. And I think you did a good writing, deceiving people that things were gonna be okay. I think you did a good job deceiving people with thinking like Devlin was okay because he seemed like a good normal guy, right? But the build up to like he can't live up to his dad, I think that was well written. And I also think the when Tara disguises herself as his dad, like the reveal
Mm-hmm.
that it's not actually his dad, it's just her like fucking with people. And yeah, I would say like the plan, because like she makes it seem as if she's gonna like she's helping Dullahan and Devlin, but it's obviously, once you see it at the end, it's her machinations that fucked them both over, and it was the way for her to fuck them both over that she did what she did. I thought it was good planning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm glad people liked Devlin. I That's something I kind of struggled with. If like he and Dullahan could have used another chapter together before they reach the city to steal
No,
the spear, I kind of thought maybe there should have been something there. But yeah, I'm glad people or you guys liked the stuff with the dad and everything. And it's just yeah, Devlin can't force like his dad to love him, and he just kind of like loses everything in the end. Yeah, I had one beta reader. Not like a Greek tragedy thing, or well, there is like a little like some Greek influence, I guess, because uh, Danu, or I guess the false Danu, is killed, and then they have like the baby sewn into the thigh, and that's a Zeus thing from Greek mythology. So he's, he gives birth to Neve, but he's still like, you know, I shouldn't say, but yeah, Neve dies.
yeah. Wait, I did forget, not forget, but like this was one thing that I guess I missed talking about. Um, like Dullahan, um, he's kind of a depressed bitch sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like every 5 minutes he's like, oh, will this happen? He's kind of like an emo kid in a dude's body. It's kind of funny because he's questioning more than like you would assume a knight would.
Well, all right, autism.
Let's
But I
go.
guess the term like knight, I don't know if that's necessarily like the Irish had like basically an equivalent to it, but yeah, I make sure not to refer to him as a knight. But okay, I'm sorry, keep going.
No. I didn't have much else to say on that.
Yeah, I guess initially, like in early concept stages when it was called Plague Knight and Dullahan couldn't even speak, it was sort of, he's the body, he does all the physical actions that Pig can't do. Pig is I think it's more of a second book thing. Or well, it's a bit in this book, but Pig is more of a kind of like a consciousness or this like more emotional side to Dullahan, where Dullahan is also emotional, but I guess Pig's a bit more like expressive in that way. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Dullahan is too. It's maybe more of a second book thing, but I guess some of like the drive behind their characters. I kind of like imagine like if you had Dullahan and not the characters, but like a man cutting his head off, and then it's just like looking up at the body, uh, and kind of judging like the actions that the body's taking, sort of something like that, a little
Yeah.
bit. Where Pig sort of it's like helpless character that's being brought along for this ride, but yeah, I don't know.
No.
They try to complement each other, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess my thing is cuz this is something I'm trying to cut out of my own writing, which I feel like sometimes like Dullahan's quote unquote depression that is characterization. It's trying to explain the story, right? Where he's asking questions that the reader is supposed to be asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like explaining stuff a lot, and something that I'm trying to cut out of my own writing is like over explaining stuff and like how should I say it? Like your you don't need to show that every knot in your
Thing
story. Yeah,
makes sense. Oh,
yeah,
100%. Definitely
yeah,
really autistic when they're like stealing the spear and it goes, no, actually it makes sense that it's stored here. Here's why.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
100%. I can, definitely see that.
yeah.
I think I have a tendency, for some of that.
Yeah, no, because like the same thing happens in Hate Spree, where like I have to explain like the 15 different ways why this thing is happening. Oh, we have the thing and they have the device, and I'm like, no, actually, you don't need all that shit. Nobody cares, you know?
Did the scene where Devlin in like he has the cups and he's like pouring into it? I
Yeah,
know that's kind of a heavy exposition scene, but is that scene okay? Or
I think it was
yeah,
fine. It made
okay,
sense for what you were
yeah.
explaining. Yeah, I don't know if you just agree, Jesse. You're like, oh yeah, that scene was good.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
I will say, just going back onto your real life, we need sass, White Pill Media, bro. We just, well, I need a character with sass in one of your books. So that's how it works out.
Sass. Oh, hmm.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you're actually really good at complaining about stuff. It's really good.
Yeah, where are your complainers?
Yeah, you
yeah,
know.
I think there's a bit of that, in later books, but
Yeah.
yeah, not a lot of sass, not a lot of sex either. I think there's only going to be one sex scene in the four books. It's in book three, and I kind of hate it. I think it's
Oh.
disgusting,
Oh,
but
I
it might
was
stay.
I didn't
I
say
don't know.
sex.
No,
I
no, no.
meant
I know
oh, okay, okay.
sass, and then I said not a lot of sass, not a lot of sex.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it would be weird if there was this didn't feel like the project for a lot of sex.
Just a graphic Dullahan fuck scene.
Yeah, yep.
Why is she doing this to me? Is she trying to like take pig? Oh, so
Why did Pig drag me to this brothel?
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
no,
traditional in that sense that it's just about being like kind of like a wholesome fantasy.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I'll just say I love again like I just keep going back to your I love the autism. Like one of the things that I still remember was when you were talking about how all your friends wanted to talk about which Persona girl they wanted to fuck, and you were just like, you were like, fucking kill me. Dude, that part
Oh,
was so fucking good.
yeah, we were on Moloch Moor in the
Yeah.
Burren. Yeah, like one of the most unique landscapes in the world, right? Not just
Yeah.
Ireland. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Like all these dudes, all they want to do is like fuck anime waifus, and you're just out here like, well, do real Irish research, you fucking retards. Uh, it's real priorities. They don't have a book written, do they?
No,
Yeah.
the two of the guys, the twins, they've um not like written and published anything, but it's something where like they flirted with it and then said they're they're writing stuff and it's just okay, like they would say that they're like working on stuff, then a few years later, well, I'm still working on stuff. And of course, like, whatever project you're working on, it's probably not going to be a super fast turnaround, but I don't know. Not that's not me like being a no, I can be kind of an asshole about it.
Yeah,
That's
you're not
fine.
friends with them anymore.
Right, I'm not. Um,
Were they your band of the Hawk?
they were, and that's why I want the
Oh,
acknowledgments gone. Uh,
oh shit.
Brutal.
yeah, yeah. But in terms of like just people where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. It's like, all right, just I don't know, fucking do it, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to like tell people that like, oh, I'm gonna work on this video game or make some music, and then like a few years later, because you kind of get like some sort of pleasure or whatever, and just telling people that like, oh, I'm gonna go do X, right? And then
Mhm.
you don't do it, but it still like feels good to tell people that you're gonna accomplish something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you
That's
almost
true.
get the rewards of having done it
Yeah,
just by
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mentioning it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. I, you know, just for
So no, yeah, they never like wrote anything.
yeah. There is a line though, because like for years, like I just would, because I hear that, like, because that was a thing, like people would like say, like, don't say anything, or you're never gonna complete it, and I would just like never tell anybody anything. But I don't think that's a good headspace to be in either. You know, you gotta take it with balance. Just do the thing. You know.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So as long as like you could like it actually like the thing is like, it doesn't matter if you talk about it a lot or if you don't talk about it a lot. It just matters if you do it really. Um,
Mhm.
that's why I try to keep it. But there is a certain type of person who they say, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna do this," and they never do shit, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, you're never gonna do it. Okay, cool, bro." You know. So, um, yeah,
Much
man.
better to not say anything and then just drop something brand new and crazy and just blow
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, dude. But I guess I do have one final question, which is why the Sopranos, bro? Like,
Oh,
is it just iconic?
it's iconic. There's
Yeah.
just so many good clips, man. There's just a ton. Um,
Yeah, it's one of
so
the best shows ever made.
yeah,
Right.
that's like yeah, something where it's like annoying with kind of the right wing, where it's like read the Odyssey, Shakespeare, or whatever. Like nothing within like the last 100 or so years, right? Because
Yeah.
oh, we don't tell good stories anymore. It's like we have good writing. Like we have very good writing. I'm not saying that there's probably been a very noticeable decline overall, but like you had the fucking Sopranos. That was 20 years ago. And it's a standout thing, right? It's not every show is that quality, but we still have like people making stuff like that. So I'm not a return to tradition, and the return has a V in it, and I'm posting the Iliad or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, you're
I,
actually offering, you know, yeah. like modern solutions.
Mm.
Yeah, and I love the clips too. When you post a Sopranos clip, I'm like, yeah, that actually surprisingly fits. Good editing, you know.
Yeah, they're
There's
great.
like, yeah, one, yeah, it kind of depends for the next Not a Troth, but I might do something a little ambitious with my
Oh
Soprano
shit.
clips, but yeah, we will see. I think, Alex Bemis, I don't think he has a giant audience or whatever. I was actually like a little, I'm happy I did what I did for Alex, but there was a voice where it's like, what if Alex does have like a big following and then like I bring some shit down on me that I didn't want? But his tweet only got 4 likes, so fuck that. But the other guy, if I read his thing and I talk about it in the next Not a Troth, that might, bring a little shit my way. But it's worth doing. It's worth doing.
WPM taking the hits that nobody else does. True hero,
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
legend.
right.
Let's go.
stepping into the ring, getting
Yeah.
taking the hits. Is 9.5 hours your absolute limit, or do you think you can top that?
That was such a mistake. I knew Docs was gonna go on for a minute. I really wasn't expecting it to go on for that long.
Like three
Um,
hours?
yeah, and then I knew like the Cosmonauti book. I mean, that's 645 pages. Like that's
Bro.
gonna take me a minute, but
Shit.
I should have like knocked one of those out and just saved it for another video. That was really dumb.
No, I like the 9 hours. The next one, like, bro, I'm honestly kind of mad that you didn't stretch it to 10. Like, cause I feel like that's an accomplishment. Like you're like 9:30,
Oh,
you know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
did like cut some stuff from the outro, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will always encourage you to drop a Showa length fucking episode
just like
of
no,
fucking
yeah, no trough,
reviewing Lit.
no troughs for like the whole entire year, and then you drop like a 50-hour one at the end.
Yeah, you got to record it all in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How was the recording for that, by the way? I mean, like, what is that like? Do you break it up? You over a couple of days? You do it all in one day, or how does that work?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, not all in one day. Initially what I was trying to do was record like my notes for one book per night, right? And then I mean for the Jordan Allen stuff, that was easy. I think I did, yeah, definitely both in one night. But I started like panicking for the docs thing. It's like, wow, I'm I've been recording for like an hour and a half or so, and I'm not even halfway through this book. Holy shit! And then with the Cosmonauti thing, there's just a shit ton of construction outside of my house. So, just trying to do a makeshift like setup for recording in my bedroom. So the audio definitely, not that's ever good, but definitely a lot worse there. But that's like recording 6 hours in a day or so to get all that done. And then the outro that goes on longer than I want. Yeah, it was a real shit show, the last one.
It's
Oh yeah.
impressive though.
Do you just get wasted? Like,
No, drinking like a little bit when I record. Kind of
okay.
just, yeah, I guess moonshine right now, but not too much.
What's the best drink to get like wasted on while doing book reviews? Like, what's your pick? Your poison.
I like champagne. I also like Blue Moon, right?
Okay.
Elite.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Is any of that stuff good? Jesse, I've never.
Well,
I've never
champagne's
had
kind
it.
of funny to think of.
Yeah.
To think
I
you're
mean,
saying that.
it's not even for like a special occasion. I just like the taste. So
Yeah, yeah, huh? So you don't do you drink it out of a like a champagne glass, or do you?
it's,
you-
yeah, it's kind of just like a mug. Just pour it in a mug and I drink it.
Is is there a specific brand or you're just like all champagne's dope?
Uh, there's like different styles. Let me look. I think I have it somewhere in my phone
It's gonna be
while
some
we're trying
fucking
to.
Irish. you know,
No, well, they
aged.
don't. It's too cold to have
It's
grapes there.
absinthe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick Irish mead. This is a fall of character, Whitepillmedia.
Yeah, like I've tried mead. I don't think it's not like bad, but it's also not quite a favorite.
It's not a real Irish man. It's
Yep.
plastic patty.
Yep.
So
Well, damn. Do we have any more questions to ask for our buddy here?
this is pretty much, unless you're like searching up the last fucking uh, brand of champagne or whatever.
No, I don't think I have it, but
Okay,
it's
okay,
it's
okay.
like one in particular that gets you more drunk than the other ones. So that's the one I like.
The one that gets you more, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Prosecco. Prosecco. Apparently that's the one I like.
All right. So anybody who's watching get drunk on Prosecco, pour it in a mug. It's the way to
Yeah.
do it.
Cowboy Bebop mug, by the way, King.
You have a Cowboy Bebop? Yo, that's
Yep.
crazy.
Wait, did we establish that you do or don't like the show? I forget.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Cowboy Bebop fan. Actually, one last comment. Because you did talk about the Alex B. Mix Docs book and what his structure was, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I'm assuming this is just me in my infinite retard wisdom. Um, I think he was copying Tarantino because in Pulp Fiction, like the guy dies in the middle, and then like the ending is like kind of a different thing. And I feel from what you were telling in the review, that's what the structure was aiming for. Like they kill the guy in the middle, and then there's like a denouement where like the guy has like a normal life, or like it ends kind of differently after. That's
Mm-hmm.
why the timelines are fucked up in a sense because he's trying to do the Tarantino thing. That's what I assume.
Uh, yeah, like, and I think that like style or like doing your narrative that way can make sense, but there should be like a really strong reason for doing it that way. It has to like add something, make it like
Yeah,
special, to justify doing it in a non-linear way. And Docs didn't have that,
yeah,
so
I can see that. Um, yeah, because again, I haven't read Doc, so I have no opinions on it. But I think Jesse knows I fucking hate Tarantino. So like fucking
oh yeah, I don't like him either.
I can't like the first time I watched Pulp Fiction, I was like, what the fuck? Like that was it, Like I was just like, maybe I'm just a non movie film guy, And then I watched Kill Bill, and I don't know, like that was more direct, but like I don't know, I still wasn't into
I
that.
think I made you watch Death Proof too, and you didn't care for that really either.
Yeah, I wasn't a hugest fan of Death Proof. I thought like the beginning was good, but then like the end was kind of like like. But I
The
understand
girl
like
power shit.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think Death Proof is like the best one that I've watched of him, for sure.
Which is so funny because that's everyone's least favorite of his movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably makes sense why.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but I haven't watched like I mean, people say what is it? The one, what is it? Colonel something or whatever.
Colonel,
Jackson.
Colonel Jackson.
Tarantino movie. Let me search this up. It's the one with Samuel L. Jackson. I think as like a no
Hateful
Jackie
Eight.
Brown.
Oh,
Okay.
Jackie Brown.
I
Yeah.
heard that one's good, but I haven't watched it. I've been burned so many times off of Tarantino. I don't know.
That one, yeah, he describes that as being the least like a Tarantino movie because he's adapting an Elmore Leonard novel,
Okay.
so he's trying to do it justice, and it's definitely a lot more subdued, and that's also why a lot of people consider that to be their favorite because it's like the least it's like the least stylized Tarantino film.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it then. Just like do the opposite. People
Dude,
also
I'm
talk.
always curious what your opinions are. So yeah, just end up watching all of the movies and then
Yeah,
and reviewing them.
bro. I'm just looking at the list. Like I know people have said Reservoir Dogs was good, so maybe I'll watch that. But like I remember and it's not just the Nazi thing, but like I hated Inglorious Bastards, bro, because
Oh, I
it's
remember you saying that. Yeah.
it's literally dudes sitting around at a table just talking about shit, bro, and like because I guess my sense of humor is jacked up. I don't find like what they're talking about funny. They're talking about playing cards. Oh, I'm in this playing card, and there's like King Kong or whatever, and I'm just like, why are you
Well,
talking to me about fucking bro?
that's the definition. That scene in particular, and maybe that whole movie, I guess, is the definition of female ejaculation. Because
What?
what we were explaining earlier about romanticy, the whole point of almost every single scene in Inglorious Bastards is to create a tension
Right.
that is sustained for as long as humanly possible, and then erupting into a violent cathartic climax. The actual coming. The ejaculate of the scene is after only so much buildup until you can't possibly do anything except for come. You have to finally do something, and that's when the bullets start firing or whatever. um
Yeah.
yeah, so and that out of all of his movies, that takes it to the most extreme, which is why I mean, yeah, a lot of people find that highly regarded, but then there's detractors like you who definitely
Yeah.
can't stand that
Kick
shit.
it. But you're into it, right?
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
saw that in theaters and was totally, I mean, I was just a little kid, but I was like mind blown.
yeah. And you say you're a fan of Tarantino in general. Like all of his movies are kick ass.
Yeah, I'm an autist for Tarantino.
Okay.
Yeah, because I reference him a lot and bring him up on Rape Walker quite a bit.
Yeah. But White Pill, you're on the right side, right? Fuck Tarantino.
You're on the
Yeah,
right
I'm
side of
not. Yep,
history.
yep.
I don't know if you have any like do you have any particular opinions on any of his movies or
I haven't seen all of them, and it's been a while since I've seen the ones that I've seen. I don't know. I like some of his style, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm really a fan. Uh, and then I don't know. I don't think it's quite like correct to separate the art from the artist, and then just like Tarantino, I just don't like him as a person. And then you can just like you feel him right, like in every scene and just all the dialogue. I don't know. I just kind of want to punch him in the face.
You feel his authorial voice too much.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
he does have the end pass though. So
that's true.
he
Yeah,
gets a his
one
bonus.
of his actresses just came for him recently, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Fuck you."
That was a good move. That was a good move, if I can
Yeah,
give him a plus.
he's always been that way. That whenever
Yeah.
someone's and it's like Sean was mentioning it on our episode with him that uh, he had that moment with his movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where some they were doing the Q&A and some feminist stood up and was like, why doesn't why doesn't Margot Robbie have enough lines or whatever, trying to create this accusation that he's a
Hmm.
misogynist or whatever. And he just like leans into the mic and he goes, I reject your hypothesis.
Yeah.
So he's always just kind of not like a super based in his politics or anything, but he rejects the power of cancel culture, which is
Yeah.
something that most people should embrace and try to counter
I
with.
would agree. Like, I don't think like like I don't agree with his politics, obviously, but he's probably got the most balls I think of any director that's actually said like, "Nah, fuck you." Like I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's really said that besides him. Like maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah. I mean, there's not that many that are like at his caliber, at that level of success and fame that are doing that. I mean, if people are doing that aren't him, they're like very relegated to niche corners.
yeah. But fuck his movies anyway, because I don't like him. Neither does White Pill. So,
Anyway,
but yeah. But yeah. So I
Little
guess that's it.
Tarantino
Yeah,
rant for you.
yeah. And defense, Jesse's always coming in for our homeboy Tarantino. So, and he's with the majority of the population. We're just outcasts, White Pill. We're just sick freaks who like to hate on other people's work. So,
Mhm.
but speaking of, I guess it's time to outro. Um, yeah, nobody really has anything else to say, and I'll probably
Uh,
cut it. Yeah.
oh, since all right, you boys obviously you got a hankering for Irish mythology. Recently, I picked this up from Amazon. It's Sean Fitzgerald, The Last Battle of Macturid, which is famous battle in Irish mythology. So he's describing the first two battles of Macturid, the Tuatha the Fomorians, the Firbolgs, all that. He has some artwork in here. It's like Celtic knots and traditional, blah, blah, blah. But at the very end, he's doing his author shit. You'll both appreciate this on page 81. Research and rough work. It goes without saying that there is too much sexualization of women in the macho culture of fantasy art, in saying that there is a big difference between nudity and sexualization, blah, blah, blah. Both genders are active, deities, leaders, warriors, so I try to depict it that way. There wasn't like a lot of nudity in this, and I wasn't expecting it, but just like little bitch feminist voice right at the very end. And I thought this was okay. I didn't learn anything new, right? Because I don't know, I just know this stuff very well, but I'm always like looking to try to learn new stuff. And then, yeah, just at the very end as well. Lastly, this is in the acknowledgments. Lastly, to those who appropriate culture and heritage in an effort to divide us, they should realize that it is our cultural arts and intellect that saves us and allows us to cross borders and genders. What a fucking. Yeah, Jesus Christ. There's none of that like on Amazon or whatever. And it's like, oh, the art style, that's kind of neat, oh, and then there you go. What a, yeah.
Yeah, you can't even learn some actual
Right. Like if this
historical
was just,
knowledge.
yeah, some guy that wanted some artwork for his Irish mythology and shit, and then boom, here you go.
You can't,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't do anything anymore without you vocalizing your support for a cause and everyone else's need. You can't do anything without virtue signaling.
Is it like yo? I just read up on. I read earlier this morning. Isn't it St. Patrick's Day today? Like,
Is it
so
today?
Holy shit, I should probably know that. If it's not today, it's probably this week.
It's today.
it's
Oh
today,
shit.
bro. How
Okay.
did we have the
Oh
St. Patrick's Day with the Irish guy? Like,
Oh,
what?
and we didn't even know,
I didn't really have any plans, so I wasn't really thinking about it. Okay.
bro.
That's my bad.
Yeah, but like I was just thinking about it because of the appropriation of culture. Like, I guess we can't even have like we can't pinch each other on today or whatever the fuck
Mm.
green, cause no appropriation ever. Do not do. Never celebrate other people's culture. Like, fuck off.
I refuse to wear green on
Yeah,
the off chance that I'll offend an Irishman nearby.
yeah. I'm so sorry, White Pill. We wore green today. Actually, I'm not wearing green, so I'm spared disaster. But not crazy. Well, actually, yeah, we're recording, so people will know when we record. But yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, I guess. With the Irish
Yeah,
guy.
happy
Pretty
St.
fucking
Patrick's Day,
keto.
everybody.
But yeah. All right, I think we'll outro. Everybody get good with that, or
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
solid with that.
all right, yeah. I'm just gonna
I'm
do it
good.
before we keep ascending. All right, I'm King
Uh,
Cringe. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say thanks, King. Thanks, Jesse, for having me on. Thanks for reading Dullahan. Yeah, really appreciate it. All the thoughts and you know, take. Thank you for taking the time to review it. I really appreciate the honesty. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
no
coming
problem,
on.
man. We really appreciate you coming on here and chatting with us, and we love your videos and your personality. So it was a real treat to have you on.
Yeah. And being real, yeah, and like, bro, like you do a lot for the scene too. You're always reviewing people's books, like,
Hmm.
and I will say I really like your style in a sense that we do a different thing where we spoil things a lot and talk about tangents. Two Keys kind of gives an overall feel. I do like the way that you review in the sense that you literally spoil the entire book, but like chronologically. So if people don't want to read the book, they can just watch your videos. I do
Mm.
find that helpful. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. I think you matter to the community in a way, maybe more than you think, but that's just me. So, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for
yeah,
having me.
it's King Cringe. You know how it is. Hate spree on Twitter, Substack, Amazon. Buy my shit or don't. Maybe don't, because then I won't have to file it on my taxes. But Jesse.
Yep, Jesse Larkins. I wrote a book called Soap Scum. It's on Amazon. Maybe the same thing as King. Maybe don't fuck me on my taxes by buying my book. Just kidding. Who am I kidding? Buy my book. Buy my book,
Buy
please.
the book. Buy both
Please.
of our books.
Buy my fucking book. Buy my fucking book.
Buy Whitepillmedia's book.
I'm dying here. White Pill?
Yeah, I'm Whitepillmedia. I got a YouTube channel. It's mostly just book reviews for now, but I might have some other stuff. I didn't know, but Ben Shapiro, like the Lady Baller guys, apparently they made some King Arthur TV show. So I
Yes.
feel like I'm
Oh
gonna shit on
yeah.
that. So I might check that out. So it's kind of multimedia, but mostly that. I have two books out. Uh, book one, book two in the Dullahan series, Irish mythology, dark fantasy. You can also get them for free on my Substack, or they're on Amazon.
Oh yeah. Just usually we end it here, but you're really gonna pay for a Daily Wire subscription, bro? Like,
No, I was gonna pirate it.
okay, good guys. I was gonna be like, are we really supporting people who bomb fucking Iran? Like, what is this? No,
No,
okay.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
All right, cool.